Hello, welcome back. Of course, I'm Statman Dave. Today, joined by the one and only Stephen Elson to talk about the World Cup final. You're following France today or supporting France?
I follow France all the way through, my friend.
Okay, why is that?
Well, the best Manchester United players have all been French.
This is true.
Paddy Evra,
Yes.
friend of the show.
Yes.
Eric Cantona.
Yeah.
I've had a cuddle off both of them.
Okay, so it's the cuddling that really gets you
And I might have seen one of them's knob as well, if you want to get into that. Or maybe not. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't.
Family-friendly show once again. I'm following Croatia today. The tournament's dark horses called that early doors. So I'm probably going to go really off if Croatia score. I'm going to be honest with you, mate. I am going to go mad.
I've got an eye-watering amount of money on France winning it as well.
That's always good. That's always good.
See, because when you're gambling and drinking,
do it responsibly. Yeah.
You've got to chase your losses. That's what it works out like, right? And I lost a shit ton this week on England not going through against them lot. So, like any responsible gambler, you throw good money after bad, and then you try and win it back in the final.
Again, remember to gamble responsibly if you're watching the stream and you're gambling with us today. You know, one of the bets I'd potentially go with, it could be a high-scoring game again. We've seen Croatia and France be involved in some real good games at the World Cup, the 2-2s, the 3-4s and so forth. Again, if you want to click in the I button into the top right corner, wherever the I button is, give me your sort of suggestions in terms of who's going to win the World Cup final. We've got some other questions in there. Who to win the Golden Ball, the Statman Golden Ball, and again, the best game of the tournament. So go and click that. And Steve's channel's there as well. If you haven't found it already, not subscribed, go over there straight away. But anyway, let's get into the team news. Of course, both teams setting up in arguably a 4-3-3. Let's talk about a bit of France first. You know, in terms of France,
I'm going to leave this over here because that's where it's coming.
That's where it's going, is it?
That's where it's
going.
going.
Absolute rubbish, mate. Do you want to move that on the shot as well because it's messing with the camera? But France today setting up with the 4-2-3-1 that arguably looks like a 4-3-3. Players there you're looking out for? Of course, Mbappe's got to be one.
Can we just stop the Mbappe R9 comparisons, please?
Okay.
Because I think that's ridiculous. And they're going to continue if he has another good game today.
Yeah.
Obviously, leading his country in a World Cup final is phenomenal. And I think he's had a great tournament. He's been a bit of a light, but that's what you get in tournament football. Fast, attacking, exciting players like that light up World Cups. But on the telly, it's just shown us the little back heel that he did in the last game against Belgium. Now, R9's doing 7 of them every 4 minutes. So, like, let's not compare.
I'm not sure if those stats are completely correct, though. The Croatians, obviously, my lads, setting up with I think this will be a 4-3-3. It's got as a 4-2-3-1, but I do imagine it will be Brozovic holding, Rakitic on the left, Modric on the right. The guy, obviously, I've been really enjoying is watching is Rebic, you know, providing that flair, but also strength and work rate. And I think France, what they've not faced so far...
He's like hard, isn't he?
They're all hard. They're all, like, physical. They're all very, very good on and off the ball. And with Rebic, he almost, one of the things he does, he draws you in. So basically, he'll open it up to like, it's like a moment where you can win the ball, and then he'll absolutely destroy you with his strength. Then he'll sort of switch around.
It's the overlap, though, because he's got a hell of a player behind him. And I think that really matters.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of Atletico players have really stood up actually this tournament, which just shows you. I mean, whoever the scout is at Atletico, what a guy! Mate.
What an absolute hero! Yeah, well, you know, Veselko, the player that you mentioned there, obviously the right back getting forward. You know, the 3 usually narrow when they're playing 3 behind Mandzukic, or the 2 narrow, and Veselko will provide the width. Again, Lucas Hernandez playing left back for France as well. Another Atletico Madrid player, Antoine Griezmann, of course, at number 10. But quickly, I want to talk to you guys about a little bit of tactics before we go into this, because for me, there's some slight comparisons between this French team playing a 4-3-3 and Brazil in 1958. The Brazil team in 1958, of course, set up in a 4-4-2. But what they looked like when they had the ball is a little bit of a 4-3-3. Garrincha was playing as a right wing, and he'd provide that width in the final third. You know, grabbed 2 assists in the final against Sweden, but also Pelé in there, Varvar in there. Provide some really good sort of balance. Zaglio as well would drop into central midfield, which is rather similar to the French team today. Again, France set up in what looks like a 4-4-2, but they do transition to this 4-3-3 when they've got the ball. Of course, Kylian Mbappe playing a little bit like Garrincha, staying wide and taking people on. And I think it's quite interesting that these two teams, they both have a superstar, Pelé and Kylian Mbappe. They both were unbeaten through the group stage of the tournament. There's a lot of similarities between the two sides. But Steve, what do you think about this sort of comparison between Brazil 1958 and France 2018?
My memory's a bit shaky, if I'm being honest, on the Brazil 58 side. No, I don't know anything about that Brazil 58 side. So apart from the only thing I know is my granddad said, "You never heard of Pelé if Duncan Edwards has still been around for that World Cup." So that's what I'm going to leave you with. There's some analysis for you.
Yeah.
But I do agree with what you're saying, that it's an asymmetric sort of attack.
Yeah.
I haven't actually watched any lineups with with France in him. I've just watched the games.
Yeah.
I haven't clocked it. So when the team came out before, I was like, Matuidi's playing left wing. He's like, played there all tournament.
Yeah.
But so I was like, I'm sure he's not. So I had a quick look on one of the stats sort of software that we use. And his average touch is more left midfield than left wing. And I was like, that makes more sense to me. So I do think it's going to be like a midfield three rather than him being a traditional left winger. Because if you compare Matuidi's touches to Mbappe's, they're totally different. So it is very 4-4-2-ish. What they were just showing on the telly there, though, I think that's massive. Pavard and Hernandez, they don't... Jose Mourinho likes to attack with one of his fullbacks sits and one goes. France are allowing both of them to push up into the final third at the same time, and I think that's key to adding those extra players.
They're not very good in the final third. I think both of those players are quite restricted. They're both centre-backs. Pavard plays centre-half for Stuttgart. Hernandez has played centre-back for Atletico, also played left-back. The thing with that is they both do get into the final third, but they're quite restricted, and I think that's where Kylian Mbappe, where his flair has really come into phase. They are there, but it's more like they are a little bit United-esque in a way, or United of last season, where they get to the final third and then they'd stop. And it all comes down to Kylian Mbappe's ability to complete dribbles and so forth. But the interesting side about Blaise Matuidi, what we were talking about, Kylian Mbappe is completing the dribbles. Matuidi is the guy winning the tackles. Something that we highlighted on the live stream for the Belgium game is, 6 out of 6 tackles he won, all in areas where he's basically protecting the fullback. So Meunier in this game was key for Belgium to attack. And in terms of today,
he's got his work cut out big time today.
Well,
Zlatko and Rebic.
And Luka Modric, who loves drifting into that zone.
He does. He does like to get right on the touchline there, but he'll get on the touchline on both sides. But he does like favour that right hand side as he's coming through.
I think that's quite interesting. We look at his tackle map, but also his interceptions. It's similar. It's protecting a fullback, and it's going to be so crucial to see whether Matuidi pressures the fullback or he deals with Luka Modric, because what we've seen from Luka Modric in this tournament,
you've got to go man on him. I don't think you can just let him and try and pick him up in zones because he's far too ghostly for that, and you're going to miss him. If he's coming into your zone, you ain't even thinking about it. I think you've got to go man for man him. You've got to go do what we saw Herrera do on Hazard. You've got to get your hands in his pockets and you've got to keep hold of him.
That's kind of the problem. Like if you're dealing with Luka Modric, you're pressing him, you're stopping him, he drifts. He'll pull you into. If you're a central midfielder, he'll pull you into a wide area, and that's where he sort of playmakes. That's where he links with the fullback. But not only that, of course, what we know from Luka Modric is he's so good on the ball. And also the work rate that we've seen in this tournament that's been out of this world, would we say, where he's really putting in the hard yards, and in extra time, it looks like he's got brand spanking new stamina, which is it's interesting. It's credit to Luka Modric and credit to his physique and so forth. But the problem with that is if you go man to man on Luka Modric, you're leaving even Rakitic, who arguably has been more important for Croatia in midfield.
He's been
and
a bit further forward.
So he's obviously played as a double pivot in some games when they play Kramaric at number 10, but also when they're playing a three-man midfield, like you're saying, he's a little bit higher. And I think with Rakitic, the key part of his game is him switching the ball out wide to, of course, Vaselko on the overlap. That's the key to it. Every single time Vaselko against England, how they scored their first goal was all about that. Was all about a big switch out the back. And we can just run the move through on the Statman app again, link in the description below. But what we're saying here is it's a move from Croatia. They're moving it to the right, then to the left, then back to the right with a big switch, and Vaselko crosses and it's a goal. The one thing that you highlighted on the kickoff, Kyle Walker has got to be dealing with that, completely agree there. But you see how that England midfield is shifted one way. It's a three-man midfield, shifted one, and then the switch is over. It doesn't react quick enough.
The issue is that it isn't really a three-man midfield. It's a one-man midfield with a couple of attacking midfielders that are sort of doing a job in there. They, if you'd have had... I'm not a big fan of him, but if you'd have had Dyer and perhaps Loftus-Cheek in there, naturally their instincts might have been to make more of a hold rather than you have the likes of Sterling and Lingard that are just not quite on it there, are they? That's not their game.
I think it's more, what I was talking about, it's more that when they were reacting, they went to a back five and then they went to the three in front. The issue was there was no reaction for Young in that move, where what Young should do in that situation in a back five, he needs to be getting out as soon as he can to stop the cross, and they didn't stop the cross. It wasn't only Young's fault, but it was also Dele Alli's fault for not getting out as well, and then of course Kyle Walker at the back.
I've got this right in the way of the comments. It's doing me own head in. Let me just move the comments over that side so I can see them.
Well, the comments saying, get into the comments. Yeah, we haven't even really tucked into the comments yet.
Shout out to Howson's dog.
Yeah, Howson's dog, Diesel, what a ledge.
He's not in here today. He's not in here
today. No, how is he doing though?
He's all right.
Yeah, excellent. Bloody excellent.
He's chilling.
Lovren saying he's one of the best centre-backs in the world must be a joke. No words?
I have no words for that. I mean, we've seen Jonathan Greening playing I guess he's on the bench in a Champions League final. But do you know what I mean? I was going to take the time out of my day to see what gash players in the same season had played both a World Cup final and a Champions League final. I reckon there's probably a dozen or so.
There's probably a few.
There's probably a few that have done that. Obviously, we're going to have it go one way or the other here. We're going to have someone like Lovren, obviously, who lost one and could lose another. And we've got Modric, who's won one and could win another or could lose another.
Does he win the Ballon d'Or? If he wins the World Cup today, does he win the Ballon d'Or?
No, because I think the voting's too favoured heavily for goal scorers, and I think it always has been. However, when Cannavaro won it, it was under those sort of circumstances that he won it in. So I think it's a mega flawed personality contest. I don't know how you go, you're the best player in the world over a 12-month period, bosh. It's weird. It's a weird concept, isn't it? And it's voted for weirdly.
The thing I count, so the counterpoint to that is that Ronaldo, from his penalty against Juve, didn't score another goal in the Champions League. So semi-final, final didn't score. Whereas Luka Modric was carrying them in a midfield sense with Toni Kroos. I think they were both excellent again in the Champions League.
They've got a
but Modric now, in this Croatian midfield, is still doing it. He's their top scorer, created the most chances, completed the most dribbles, most passes in the final third. He is running shit. And you think about the game against Denmark, was it Denmark, where he missed a penalty? He was phenomenal in that game. Yeah, he missed the penalty, but he ran the show. You think about how the penalty was won, was his through ball to Rebic. Rebic gets taken out, and so forth. But it's one of those things where I would give him the Ballon d'Or. Get into the comments, guys. Do you think he should win the Ballon d'Or?
The voting's just strange on it, isn't it? Yeah. It's a weird concept to be able to vote for who the best player in a 12-month calendar year is. Like, you can give you're the best player in that competition, so you're the best player in that competition. But when Modric hasn't really been thought of as someone that was so key to what Real Madrid didn't do or did do in the league, I don't know, it's tough. And I think it's heavily favoured towards Real Madrid and Barcelona players. I did an article about 5 years ago when I was writing blogs, and I looked into what had to happen for someone other than a Barcelona Real Madrid player to win it. And there was a load of instances, especially early when Messi was winning those earlier Ballon d'Ors, when he would win it, and then you would have Xavi and Iniesta second and third. And you're like, hang on, are his achievements heightened or lessened because he's technically playing with the other two best players in the world?
Yeah, it's a very interesting point. Again, pre-Messi and Ronaldo was Kaká, and he used to, I think, for me, his level in that side...
They won the Champions League that year, and he was instrumental to them.
But he was unbelievable for 3 years. An unbelievable player, and it's weird that we've seen Messi and Ronaldo now.
Well, 06 was Cannavaro, 07 was Kaká. It was 05?
No, I think 05 was Kaká, 06 was Cannavaro, then it was Messi, Ronaldo.
I'm sure Kaká won it in 07. I'm positive he won it in 07.
Was it?
Positive. I'd put 20p on it right now.
20p?
20p. Of
course, bet responsibly, guys. Ballon d'Or, 2007, yeah.
Kaká.
Ronaldo, yeah, Kaká. So Milan won it in
2007. 2007 they beat.
Does it not make you feel really old that we've literally been watching football properly since about 2009, and that was so long ago? We've literally just had Messi, Ronaldo.
But even you had Messi, Ronaldo was second and third in 2007.
Yeah.
2006 they had Buffon and Thierry Henry under Cannavaro. 2005 it was Lampard and Gerrard behind Ronaldinho. Now that makes you feel a little bit old. 2004 Shevchenko, Deco, Ronaldinho. You see what I mean about the Barcelona bias that's in there though? Barcelona did jack shit in 2004, yet they got two players in the top three.
Because they got to the final that year, didn't they?
No, 2005
they got five, that's what I'm saying. So
and they win it, so Ronaldinho wins it, you go sound. Chelsea, Liverpool I think were semi-finalists in that season. I think Arsenal got to the final.
They were, yeah.
So we've got 03, you've got Juventus, Arsenal, Milan, with Paolo Maldini, Thierry Henry and Nedved. And then 02, you've got Carlos, original Ronaldo at Real Madrid. Again, Real Madrid in there, heavily featured. And then Michael Owen in 2001.
Absolute hero. Anyway, guys, starting lineups, guys. We're just about to kick off.
The World Cup final. Get your predictions in rapid. I'm going 2-0 France.
3-1 Croatia. Get your predictions in, guys. Team lineups, of course, Hugo Lloris in goal for France, Pavard, Varane, Umtiti, Hernandez, Kante, Pogba holding midfield, Mbappe, Griezmann, Matuidi, Olivier Giroud up front. And in terms of Croatia, Subasic in goal, Veselko, Lovren, Vida, Štrinic, Rakitic, Brozovic, Rebic, Modric, Perisic, Mandzukic. We have kicked off, guys, 10 seconds in to the World Cup.
And the golden opportunity.
Again, Croatia going forward here. I expect it to be, this is going to be a good game of football, I think. I want Croatia to get the lead, and I want to see what France can do when they're behind. That's the big thing. I don't think Didier Deschamps has a plan in possession.
It's weird that this French team that's blessed with such good possession players has opted to play on the counter so often and concede possession.
Yeah, I think again, it's one of those things where, you know, they do lack a plan. Like a lot of the big teams lack a plan in possession. I think Croatia are one of them that have a plan. They get the ball wide and they cross. That is their plan. It's fine to have that plan if you have such aggression up front.
It's better than no plan, isn't it?
You know, Mandzukic and Rebic. I was looking at their goals through the knockout stages, and it was pretty mad. So you take the England game, basically the first goal they scored, that switch out of play, cross comes in, back post. The second goal, they won they whipped it in from the left. It was a flick on, bounces around, Mandzukic, goal, finish. Similar with the game against Russia, corner, and then the corner was won by a cross. Similar again, Modric in that final third. And the similar thing with Denmark.
Jesus Christ!
Has he just absolutely killed him?
No, but not about that I was going mad about. France trying to play out from the back there, so there's Umtiti gets it from the goalkeeper and then tries to beat Modric. Modric kicks him. It's a foul, but what are you doing trying to play out from the back there? You're the last man. You lose possession there. You've just allowed Modric through one-on-one. A minute and 30 seconds into the World Cup final, you fucking muppet.
I think that's the big thing with Croatia. I don't think France have dealt with someone that presses so well and so aggressively, and that's why this game's going to be so good. You know, going from back to front and so forth, and how it's all going to work.
Getting it over the press is the big thing for this French team, which is... I can understand why Deschamps has wanted to go with the... why he's wanted to go with the counter-attack, because he's got such talent and pace in the final third, which you would want to exploit. And you've got a very good midfield that you can sort of rely on, I think, to a certain extent. And the defence is decent too, let's be honest with ourselves.
You've got ball winners in there. I think, I understand why, but at the same time, you'd expect more when they were playing Australia, when they were playing the other teams in their group. You expect them to do more.
Griezmann's used to this sort of counter-attacking style.
Yeah, no, but I think Griezmann's really come in. You know, the last two games, Griezmann's been good both in attacking and defensive sense, and I think that kind of helps this French team.
Modric looking not to be on a card here, 2 minutes in.
Yeah, 2,000 in succession.
Being extremely physical like we saw in the England game, trying to put people off. Again there, just straight in, lost in possession there.
Perisic, left wing.
Been brilliant,
Gonna cut in.
See, people was laughing about how desperate Mourinho was to get Perisic in last summer. What fucking hell is he going to do?
That's kind of the thing. If people are laughing about that, it's like the Mario Mandzukic thing to United. Yeah, we've got players that can play that role, but at the same time, Mario Mandzukic is a very, very, very good player. We can't, it's not because he's just a target man. He's very good in a defensive sense as well, an attacking sense. He's like this hybrid. Similar with Perisic. That's why Mourinho wanted him, because he's so good going forward. He's so two-footed as well. That's the crazy thing about Perisic. A throw into the box. This is the interesting side. It's like how Mbappe is going to defend again. Strinic could be the sort of real point of where this game could be won or lost. If Strinic has a good game against Mbappe in a defensive sense and pushes him back, that's kind of game, set, match.
You need to get Pogba on the ball, and you need to get Mbappe into space or Griezmann into space, and then I think you'll see Pogba's really on this right-hand side at the moment.
It's quite an aggressive, midfield shape. If we look at the sort of the shape, basically, this is set up as a 4-4-2 like it is. But what we see in early doors is Pogba actually coming ahead of Mbappe dropping back, which I don't know if it's going to be the best thing for them. But we have Croatia.
Again, look at the space here that Perisic is in. Perisic is on his own here.
To deliver.
Can he hit him? Oh. See, who's tracking him there? Where's Pogba? Where's Kante? Someone's got to pick him up. If it's not them, it's Mbappe. Where are they picking him up?
For Mario Mandzukic?
No, Perisic. If you're not going to be able to see it there, he was in acres of space on his own.
That's what we were talking about as well pre-game about Veselko combining with Rebic. Rebic again just opening himself up on the opposition to get the ball, and then bam, absolutely destroys them. Good combination play down the right from Croatia, who've started well in this game, dominated possession so far. You
can kind of see why. I mean, Giroud is the worst player on paper in this French team, but he's one that fits the system.
So needed.
They haven't got if they had Mandzukic, this French team.
Oh my God, imagine that.
Would be tasty. Or if they had Lukaku in this.
Did you
French
ever watch
team,
Atletico when they had Griezmann and Mandzukic?
Yeah,
it was so good, so good as a pairing.
And you can understand to an extent why they wanted Diego Costa.
Yeah,
these are you're like, I'd rather have that guy in ahead of Diego Costa. And as we was talking about the fullbacks, we was talking about Pavard and Hernandez earlier on. There was someone in the comments on one of my videos yesterday is like, are you stupid? There's no way that we're going to see a change in this dire football that United play just with an upgrade of fullbacks. And you're like, no, we are really going to see. If we could upgrade our fullbacks. Yeah, City went from a third show pony team that passed it around their back four and goalkeeper the previous season to a team that then held possession further up the pitch.
We should have bought Benjamin Mendy. If Benjamin Mendy next year is going to be so good, and he would have been perfect for United.
And not just on Twitter.
Not just on Twitter. Yeah, he would have actually done some good stuff on the pitch. And again, it's weird that he's not in this French team. Maybe that's a question mark on his injury record or so forth. Keep getting to the comments, guys. What is Umtiti doing? The same reaction to you. I would have rather Perisic than Alexis Sanchez. That comes in from Ali. Interesting shout there. Family friendly. Yeah, Stephen, you need to cut down your language to the family guys. Regan is getting a little bit upset.
Fight me. And someone saying, it's Regan saying, no, Alexis is well better. Now, that's literally the thing that we're talking about. Yes, Alexis is a better footballer than Perisic in several aspects. But what Perisic offers you is such...
direct.
Yeah, there's a real... specific set of
skills,
things that he brings to the table, and ultimately that's what you've got to do. It's like when Madrid built the Galacticos in the mid-2000s, you go, oh my God, they've got Roberto Carlos, they've got Hierro still, they've got Figo, they've got David Beckham, they've got Ronaldo, they've got Zidane.
Yeah.
They don't win shit.
Yeah.
Because you can't just amass a team like that. And I'm hoping this is what happens with City. Is that they're just greedy and they just bring loads of people in and it breaks the system for them.
That's what signing Mahrez is for me is absolutely stupid. You know, you've already got someone like Raheem Sterling. Yeah, he was pretty poor at the World Cup. Last season, he was banging for City on the right. That's where Mahrez is going to play. Where's he going to play? But I think your point about the work rate and stuff, that's what football is. Football isn't just about the flair, it isn't about the trickery. It's about the real work. And that's why Croatia are in a World Cup final.
Paul Pogba doing work
good defensive
on
work.
The right-hand side. Again, like we said, he's been good. Really over this right-hand side. And he's got his work cut out down Croatia's left-hand side with what they got.
Yeah, Perisic as well.
Perisic is... You can talk all about Modric for me. Perisic is the one that opens the doors for this Croatian team.
Well, he's been directly involved in 10 goals in the Euros and World Cup combined, which is the joint best of any Croatia team. Strinic in the penalty area. Good defending from Kylian Mbappe. First corner for Croatia, who have been very dangerous from set pieces in the tournament. Keep getting into the comments, guys, and then keep voting. Who's going to win this game? Your player of the tournament. The Statman Dave player of the tournament. Slightly different. We'll talk about that later on. Of course, the best game, all in the eye above whichever side it is.
I think the Croatian player put that out.
Okay. Hopefully we've got a goal here.
Under a lot
controversy.
Under a lot of pressure, but I don't think he touched it.
Modric, left-hand side. A lot of movement from Croatia. Are they working on something? A little bit like the
nobody on the post. Why is there nobody on the post? Simple stuff. Put someone on the post. It breaks me, that.
Depends what system you want to play, really. I agree. Posts to work in man-to-man. Ball in from Croatia. Easy defensive header from France.
Some unbelievable saves from Lloris this season as well.
Same like Subasic's penalty saves are a joke. But in Liga, he's got like the opposition have a 58% chance of scoring, which is a joke. So penalties usually go in 75% of the time. Ball in the box again. Decent defender from Benjamin Pavard.
Should we have a little challenge?
Yeah.
We'll go and watch a game in the country which wins this World Cup.
Deal. I really want to go and watch Dinamo Zagreb, so I really want Croatia to win.
I saw Rijeka in the Champions League qualifiers last year against
just off camera. Cameron was trying to put his hand up to say, "Yeah, take us." Should we not? We don't think we'll take Cameron now. No.
No, the insurance.
Yeah. The insurance would be too high. Yeah. Sorry, Cameron. Better luck next time. Yeah.
Imagine he infects someone with his diabetes on a plane.
But yeah, we will. We will. You know, diabetes is a serious issue. Diabetes UK. Cameron, can you put that Diabetes UK link in the description, please? So again, if you want to donate some money, it's a good charity and so forth. Get in there. But yeah, we will go to whichever team wins this. We'll go to watch a game of football next season. There could be PSG. Paris is a little bit expensive. That's the only thing.
South of France is nice. I've already done Marseille, though. I wouldn't mind Lyon. I think Lyon's a bit further north.
Lyon's looks like a really good ground, doesn't it? But again, what we're seeing from Croatia, if we're looking at the first sort of stats of the game, crossing.
Exactly what we saw with England.
Keep banging it in.
Absolutely penned them back. And what France are doing is what England was doing, was just launching it forward with no direction. And you'd hope Giroud can hold it up better than Sterling did, because that was England's plan, which was nuts. But at the moment, they're Kante's losing possession here in midfield. That's dangerous.
Rakitic. So yeah, Luka Modric again, 7 out of 7 passes completed so far. Brozovic as well.
Oh, there's a ball.
Unfavoured, lovely switch out. Was that Luka Modric?
I didn't see who that was. I don't think it was, though.
Strinic getting forward,
low
cross into the box.
Cross.
Oh,
he had so much time. He had so much time.
Well, sometimes with Perisic, he doesn't. That's the only thing I'd say was a criticism of him. Sometimes he doesn't think. He's quite a instinctive player. Like, he'll throw step overs, he'll hit the byline, he won't sort of slow himself down sometimes in the final third. But don't get me wrong, attack and defence, really, really good.
Get us your suggestions in for a couple of Croatian teams we could go and watch.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've already seen Rijeka.
I've been to Split before. Hajduk Split. Been to their ground. Did a little tour by myself.
Which is the team that brings through most of the
Dynamo
Croatian
Zagreb. Dynamo Zagreb dominate everything. Obviously, their coaches. I met a Croatian coach who worked at Dynamo Zagreb, and he was talking about the next sort of, the likes of Koric coming through and some other young Croatians. But I think he works in the United Emirates or Qatar at the moment, because the thing with Croatia, obviously, is a very small country. It's like 4 million people, but the level of coaching, ball over the top.
Perisic again.
It's looking good for Croatia. Happy with this start.
They're bullying them, is what they're doing. What is it about them wearing the water polo?
I don't know, but when we go Croatia, we'll get some of those.
I don't know about we.
We'll get some of those. If Croatia win, we'll do that.
I'm fairly sure you'll get one.
I
don't know about we. But yeah, let us know where you. Maybe it's going to be Split or it's going to be Zagreb in it. But
not a fan of Split. Zagreb. I'd like to go Zagreb.
If it's not, and it's a French team, let us know which French team. And we're a bit hipster with this shit, aren't we? I mean, we go and watch the weird teams. So we're not going to watch Paris, let's be honest. Monaco, wouldn't mind going watching. That would be all right.
Nah, Monaco, again, it's not the greatest. It's just a lot of money, really. Not a lot of fun, that era, to be honest. We obviously want to go on the piss as well at some point, so we've got to cater that in, right? Absolute smash, man. Here we have, though, France, left-hand side. Lucas Hernandez, who's had a pretty decent World Cup as well. No fullbacks, won more tackles than him.
What we've got in the comments, we've got Regan says do Lyon versus Saint Etienne, Nice versus Montpellier.
I'd like to go and watch Nice, actually. Nice would be quite good.
Nice you have to fly into Nice from Monaco anyway. So
yeah, we could go and watch Monaco and Nice in one weekend.
Is that a big derby?
Yeah, it's massive. They nice, drive Monaco's there on scooters. It's like the trend is to drive from one.
Scooters, like Michael Jackson.
Seriously, mate, they get the scooters out. But guys, what are you thinking about the World Cup so far? This game, final?
Croatia are dominating this midfield exactly the same way they did England. It's almost a carbon copy of that game, but France haven't scored in a minute.
Yeah, there's the problem. There's no Kieran Trippier.
And I don't think they've got the set-piece threat that England had as well, which is the only good thing I can say about England this World Cup.
Yeah, their set pieces were. It's almost like Sam Allardyce was coaching them. Something that'd be. Just gonna have a look at some stats. The big thing that you've got to do with this French team is get the ball to Kylian Mbappe. So far, he's only received one pass in the opening 13 minutes of the game, and a very square pass, a lot of thing ahead of him. When he was starting to really rock was when he was making those runs from in to out off the ball. When they started to really cause, Argentina the problem with his pace, Marcus Rojo getting really sat down.
He can get behind the fullback. He can definitely get behind the fullback the way they attack. So the counter isn't a bad plan for France in this.
No, but again, like with this Croatian team, how they rock is the two centre halves and Šunić usually hold. But in this, I'm really surprised how Šunić is getting higher.
I mean, both fullbacks are forward at the moment. So if France can be quick in the transition, that's where Paul Pogba could start to shine in this World Cup, because he's on the right-hand side. He's got Mbappe in front of him. Yeah. If he can get hold of the ball quickly, so what you want to do ideally, so the ball's on the edge of the France third and the middle third at the moment. If Kante wins the ball, he's got to find Pogba for that first pass, rapid, and Pogba's got to get out of his feet and get it into the channel where Mbappe's going to get in behind the fullback, and that's where France are going to cause damage. It was
quite interesting. Obviously Pogba's massive on the counter-attack, but also, the likes of Matuidi has been really good. You take the Benjamin Pavard goal that they scored that came from a counter-attack, and it was all about breaking through the middle and a quick transition from left to right. Of course, Hernandez getting down that wing. But again, it was nicking the ball and then breaking down one side, cutting it back. Of course, what a wonderful finish, but it was a good opportunity that was created by that switch of play. Similar to the Mbappe second goal, building up from the keeper. They won the ball back with the keeper and then they broke and they built up a really good move. We're not seeing that so far. It's been a very aggressive Croatian team. Perisic, left wing, again, behind Benjamin Pavard. Can he deliver into the box? Low cross.
Do you know what I'm noticing?
Umtiti gets there.
Giroud can't win shit at the moment, and that is the problem for them.
Getting dominated. Again, that was something that teams have done well against Croatia, is go long to a target man. Zuba they found really well when Russia played them, and that was a consistent threat. That reminded me a little bit of the break that they had against Russia, where they got behind the fullback and they scored with Kramaric, again, an extra body up front, which is always going to be an option for Croatia. I think that's why they're tactically so good, is if they want to, they'll throw in a number 10 that, will do the business if they need to chase a game, whereas France, the tactics, what are they going to do? They replace players, they could bring on players like Dembele, but there's no real tactical switch. whereas Croatia have already shown the 4-2-3-1, the 4-3-3, very flexible and fluid. Luka Modric, though, already getting an absolute grab of this game, which is beautiful. Luka Modric is one of those like Paul Scholes type players that are just a pleasure to watch. Same with Rakitic when he's in possession.
You just go, I don't know how he's got so much time on the ball. Paul Scholes had days on the ball.
Yeah.
He was slow, he was little, he was weak. Get the ball off him.
Yeah, 100%. Pogba needs to step up. That's coming into the comments. Ipswich versus Ipswich versus Norwich, the only derby that we need. Ipswich are rubbish, someone said. He needs to defend them cover. Lucas is saying it's coming home. It's coming home for Croatia, definitely, for sure. Giroud needs to stand on Lovren, yeah. Yellow T-shirt gaming making a good point there. United did it with Romelu Lukaku against Liverpool.
So there you go. But is that Rakitic on him? Yeah, Pogba is quite tightly marked, which is probably a really good tactic. Just let Kante do whatever because he's not amazing in possession, but Pogba is. So see that there? The space on Kante. As soon as it starts coming forward, watch if it goes to Pogba. No, they've let Kante go long. And Giroud's nowhere near it. Second ball, though.
Go on, Rakitic. Back in you go. Well played. Even Rakitic has just improved so much as a footballer over the last 3 seasons. Ooh, that knockdown was a bit dodgy, though. Olivier Giroud doing some good defensive work.
That might be the plan for France, you know, is to just, do you know what, let's get it into the channels, let's try and win the second ball, and let's just try and press and keep them there a little bit, because at the moment, it's all coming the other way.
Ball into the box from...
He's winning, but there's nothing here.
Oh, this is it. Kylian Mbappe, 1v1 with Šunić. What can he do? On the outside.
Griezmann's in there. Griezmann's in there. Can he find him?
Back. Cleared by Vida at the near post. Interesting there. That was the first time.
Offside, surely.
Well played. Even Perisic getting back and winning the ball again. Something that you get from even Perisic.
Big aggression. I can really see him being a Mourinho player and a Mourinho signing.
No,
that was a dive. That was a dive from Griezmann, but I like it. He's bought his team a bit.
Brozovic committing a foul in the final third. Kieran Trippier range. Kieran Trippier destination.
Well, it's Griezmann range. We've seen what Griezmann's done. He's set up a couple of decent attempts, I think, for France this World Cup.
Yeah. Don't look at the comments. Whenever there's opportunities, we'll have to be focused on the camera.
But that was a dive. He absolutely bought that. He absolutely bought it.
Book him, ref. Again, I can see if France take the lead, it's going to be either game state. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be so interesting either game state when one team goes up because I think we'll see that reaction.
He's going to dummy it again and lay it off to Pogba on the edge of the box, who's just going to burst the net, and you're going to see, you're going to hear in the distance Graham Souness throw up.
Pogba, you absolute. Here we have. Antoine Griezmann.
Pogba's furthest forward there.
So, see what Griezmann's been doing with this stutter as well. You know, the assist for the...
Mess about with the defence a little bit. I do like it. He's gone straight in there that time, though.
Oh!
I don't know. I think it's an OG. I think it's an OG because no one celebrates.
Absolutely. France won. Croatia.
Vive la revolution!
Could be Mario Mandzukic. The camera's panning to. I'd be gutted about that.
I think it's an OG. I do think it's an OG because no one celebrated from the French team. They always were like, oh shit.
Dalić absolutely gutted. Antoine Griezmann whips the ball in. Some players offside there.
Yeah, Pogba. Who cares? I'm giving it Pogba.
Own goal.
I'm giving it Pogba.
Own goal, that.
You see, Pogba's pushed him into it there, I think.
Pogba as well, starting in an offside position, who goes for the ball.
Yeah.
Mario Mandzukic, own goal.
Pogba basically lifted Mandzukic and threw him onto it like that then, which may or may not have happened. But yeah, that's Pogba's goal, that.
Oh.
I wonder if the generic betting company that I bet with is going to pay out for that one.
No.
Pogba pushes him.
So Pogba pushes him.
Pogba has more involvement in that than Harry Kane had for the one that lost the sheet game.
So Pogba pushes him, and then he's also standing in an offside position.
High five.
Absolutely disgraceful behaviour. Matthew Jarvis in the comments. How will Chelsea play under Sarri? We're going to be doing a video that will be live on Wednesday talking about that, so stay tuned to that on the Statman Dave channel. Mario Mandzukic or Olivier Giroud, who do you prefer? Mandzukic. Apart from his own goal scoring capabilities.
On Meat Pie, we'll be showing a video in a bit, and it's actually quite sad.
Oh yeah, Meat Pie tonight.
9 o'clock.
What's happening?
So there's a video that we're going to be showing on there because we like to include clips of chaos that's gone on. This isn't really chaos. It's a little bit sad though. So Giroud's gone to sign a load of autographs outside the French hotel, and there's people standing there with French shirts, and he's this close to them, like with a pen, like, and they're like, "Third choice goalkeeper, sign my shirt." It's pretty sad, and then he just walks off, and you're like,
poor old Olivier
that's so
Giroud.
awkward. It could be a World Cup winner, and you just absolutely pied him.
And I like that with Giroud. He's going for it. Luka Modric down the right-hand side. Is that a foul? Yep. And again, that French free kick, Griezmann dives, Pogba's offside and he pushes him. Disgraceful behaviour. Now we're going to see a reaction from Croatia, I do hope. I hope that this is where Luka Modric starts to dictate the play. Again, this is a dangerous situation for France. Do they sit off? Because if they sit off this team, this is probably one of the teams that could go through. This is what happened with England.
They scored
Has that not got to be a yellow card as well?
There's no contact there whatsoever. I mean, he's put him off, hasn't he?
He's caught him. He's definitely gone for him. But guys, yeah, keep getting into the comments. 2 minutes delay. Dave, what's your favourite drink? Whiskey at the moment. I went for pretty much half a bottle of whiskey last night by accident.
As bad as the hand of God? I don't think so.
Yeah, it was awful. Luka Modric, wide left. What can he do? Can he deliver? It's exciting times in the World Cup final. 1-0 to France. Cameron, have we updated the DJ scores on the doors? Good work.
Where's Pogba here now?
It's just like a Pogba FC, isn't it?
Yep.
Whipped in Modric. Free header at the near post. Vida going high and wide. Big sort of, obviously the goal.
Worst haircut in the tournament?
Yeah, you're going to give him that. Again, we've got on the StatZone app, we can confirm that it was, in fact, an own goal from Mario Mandzukic. Set piece header.
They spelt it wrong, I'll give them that, but...
Yeah, they've used a different colour as well. Expect it to be France in blue, but it's in red because it's a Croatian own goal. But yeah, Croatia needs to step on the gas now. It's a sort of moment where if France nick another goal, it's going to be dangerous.
Can they step on it anymore?
Well, I think they need to push it a bit higher. I'd like to see Brozovic a bit more on the ball. Rakitic again switching the play out. All looking good from it.
Pass that.
What are you passing? What are you doing? Are you going to eat your pizza?
Yeah, I'm going to go get some pizza.
You're a filthy man. Stephen Alson is going to go and eat some pizza, so it'll be Statman Dave live for about 10 minutes, dependent on... Cam, do you want to come in? Abdul, do you want to come in? Cam's coming in with a stupid T-shirt on. Switch it out, switch it in. Doing a substitution, that's what we're doing now on the Statman Dave lives. We're going to rotate the team. We have Olivier Giroud, just blocked a clearance, but no. Free kick to Croatia out of the back. Just want another goal. Want another goal in the game. Yeah. Could you just fill it up, Cam, before you jump on? But yeah, guys, keep liking the video as well. What are we on in terms of likes? Let's pump that up. We're on 77. Let's keep liking that. Subscribe if you guys are new. Pogba, through ball. Mbappe, 2v1. What a challenge that is from Vida on the cover, who potentially will be moving on after the World Cup. There's a lot of suitors out there. Bayern Munich looking at him. Liverpool potentially rumoured there. Pogba versus even Rakitic on the right-hand side. And another foul committed by Pavard. Hopefully there'll be a little bit of a booking coming soon. Again, I want Croatia to win this, guys. Who do you want to win again? We've got the I button at the top right of the screen. Click on that, then vote. I'm going to go for Croatia to win. I'm going to go for Golden Ball, Luka Modric. Best game of the tournament, France versus Argentina. And my player of the tournament, the Statman Dave Golden Ball, goes to Rebic. Keep voting in there, guys. Keep getting to comments. And we do have a new guy in the stream. It's Cam.
Hello, everyone. I hope the mic works.
Yeah,
Stephen.
Excellent. Cam, what are you thinking about the game so far?
I've only seen bits of it. I've been quite busy.
Good work, yeah.
Scenes,
so it's 1-0 to France.
Yeah, I saw the own goal. That's the first own goal in the World Cup final. According to Gary Lineker.
According to Gary Lineker,
a reliable source.
Yeah, reliable source. Obviously, he works out himself. France, though, looking to break with pace.
What do you think about the advantage rule there? Because there was no advantage whatsoever there.
No, exactly. Go on. I'm getting too into this. I'm getting so pumped up. There was a ball out there from the right-hand side, whipped him.
Croatian, I've heard.
I am half Croatian, yeah.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it, that you pick it up sometimes. But yeah, the advantage there wasn't really there. Pogba in the penalty area, pulling back Mario Mandzukic, potential...
That's happened a lot this
World Cup. I think teams have... Obviously, there was a lot in the first few games, but the teams have started to get a bit attached by... understanding the game and so forth. You just get a bit scared because
it's quite a cool ball.
It's nice, but
what I was going to say, yeah. Have you noticed how VAR's not been used much in the knockout stages?
I think they must have had a referees meeting or something.
Yeah, stop
VAR in it. Because there was a game, was the Nigeria game, was it? There was one game where it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
The Nigeria-Argentina game, the 2-1, that was just a joke. Absolute joke of a game of football.
So what talk about the Statman Dave's Golden Ball. Why have you chosen these players?
Okay, so these are the players that
explain it to the people.
The underrated players of the tournament, the guys that don't get the real medals.
Like Kieran Trippier.
Like Blaise Matuidi, like Golovin, like Veselko, like Rebic. There's the players that have done a lot of good work, but aren't going to be Eden Hazard and be like, I'm going to win the Golden Ball because I was really good. Eden, you came third in the World Cup, buddy, and you really choked in the semi-final.
Not a fan of Hazard.
So you're a Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
Hazard's off.
Yeah.
Are you upset?
I am. I'm more upset that Kante might be off, you know.
Okay.
Did you see John Terry's Instagram post? Probably not.
No, I don't follow John. Oh, actually, John Terry's my favourite Chelsea player, though.
Captain, leader, legend.
That penalty in the Champions League final was...
Shut up. But yeah,
Bonza.
He said if he was a manager and he had Kante on his team, he'd build his team around Kante.
Okay, so that's interesting. So you're building your team around a guy that's quite, basic in possession.
You get people in front of him that can protect him, like in terms of when they're on the ball, just pass it to them, like Fabregas.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I understand what you're saying, but at the same time,
Frank Lampard won his first game in charge.
Did he? Oh,
it's a brilliant Chelsea stream. This.
Yeah, Chelsea, absolute rubbish.
So why have you chosen Rebic?
I think Rebic has been very good in terms of his work off the ball. What I like as well is, you take the games.
He's a winger.
Yeah, he's been playing on the right, been playing on the left. I like what he does both in attack and defence, and I think the game against England was a good one of him. His versatility. In fact, we'll be doing a video tomorrow on the Statman Dave YouTube channel. Rebic to Manchester United. Again, the rumour mill has been going off about that move. So, Rebic is a player that he's just, he's just impressed me with his work. And, you take his dribbles, for example, very, very good at moving past the player, very, very skillful. And I think he's more of an old school winger. Like, if he's in a wide area, he will go round, he'll combine with the fullback. But if he's central as well, he's like one of those modern day players that can work inside left channel, inside right channel, right wing, left wing. At number 10, he's played as a striker for Eintracht Frankfurt as well under Niko Kovac. Very versatile. And I think that's almost what United need, is a bit of versatility where players can play on the left, can play on the right.
Fabian Delph.
Not really a Fabian Delph. I'm thinking more like an Iron Robin, Damien Duff type vibe where the two wingers can switch in a game, like Ronaldo Nani back in the day, or Ryan Giggs, Ronaldo.
What a player.
Damien Duff was a great player. Same with Iron Robin. Very comfortable at both sides. Here we have Croatia on the counter attack. Rebic, the main man, carried across. That's got to be a yellow card. That's his second foul, and he's been cheesed. Give him the cheese. Angulo.
That's dodgy though. That.
Oh, was it Angulo Kante that
made
that foul?
Kante.
Yeah. So that could be a real opportunity.
You don't want your DM on a yellow card this early.
You don't. Even Perisic carrying the ball.
What he didn't mean.
It's intentional. I think he's meant that.
No, because look.
Yeah, he
doesn't put his leg out, but he runs. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like, he's not intentionally tripped him, but it's a tactical foul. He's come across him.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
but
he knows what
he's
he's doing.
No.
But yeah, absolutely booked.
I'm not a fan of the collar there. That's a little button.
The collar of Croatia,
France.
No, me neither.
It's got a weird button.
It's all about no more France in the world.
No more France in the world.
No, Dave. It's all about Croatia now. May move to Croatia. Move to Zagreb.
Never been to Croatia.
It's very nice.
So
Free kick.
Croatian.
Luka Modric chipped in. Veselko headed across.
It's off the training ground.
Mario Mandzukic. Some table tennis in the box. Edge of the box. Go on, Perisic.
It's in.
Yes! Get in, Ivan Perisic. Ivan Perisic has now been directly involved in more goals than any Croatian player in the European Championships or World Cup. Let's get that out on social media. Get in the lads. What a goal. Sam Allardyce football that. Get it into the back post. A little bit of flick-ons and stuff. Wow's a finish though, right?
Is that a score change, I hear?
Yeah, that is a score change I do hear. Game on. Very much game on. Great ball out the back there.
That's from the training ground.
It is from the training ground. I love how they just kept it alive. Beep, it was beautiful.
Beep. I thought he ruined it there. What a touch.
So the thing with...
Is that a deflection?
I don't think so, but the thing with Ivan Perisic, so comfortable on his right and left. So right foot first touch.
Ooh, that's
weaker
nice.
foot. This is his weaker foot, his left foot. What a finish, lad.
It's a good finish.
What a goal.
Some people call that the Cameron Waters.
Goal. The Cameron Waters.
It did take a deflection a bit.
Did it?
A little bit.
Off. Slightly cut in. Game back on. World Cup final 1-1. That's what we wanted. We wanted a game, a high-scoring game. I think with Croatia as well, they're always in this tournament. They've stuck in games really well. Ooh. Like when they've ever been down, they've never been 2 goals down. It's always been 1, and they're fighting back. Very, very good.
They haven't won in 90 minutes either.
No, they don't need to, mate. Well, in the group stages they did, obviously.
Well, yeah, I mean
in the knockout stages, yeah. But that's kind of like not a bad thing in knockout football.
Shows they have a lot of stamina.
Well, they have the best goalkeeper in world football at penalties. So, why not? It shows they do have a lot of stamina. Out of this world stamina. But it's all about France now. France have got to get back in. What can France do? What do you think they need to do? A bit more Mbappe?
Find Giroud.
Find Giroud? Yeah, no, that's a fair point. Again, Olivier Giroud's...
Everything comes through him, really, in this France side. There. Found him. Didn't do anything.
But I think it's interesting what you mentioned there in terms of bringing in the likes of Antoine Griezmann. Griezmann's this sort of enigmatic figure in a way where if you don't get him the ball in the final third, sometimes he drifts through games. But we do have Kylian Mbappe offside, nearly in behind. That nutmeg was filthy. Absolutely filth man Dave, that. Horrible, guys. Absolutely horrible. Renewed interest for Perisic for United.
He's on.
He's on, is he?
Oh, it's the camera angle.
Yeah, I think he's slightly off. But again, Kylian Mbappe's feet are absolutely disgusting. Just rotten. So good on the ball. I did a video, actually, analysis on Kylian Mbappe when he was at Monaco. I likened him very much to Thierry Henry. If you watch Thierry Henry and Kylian Mbappe, they're very similar when they play striker. I think when he's on the right, it's a bit Kylian Mbappe slightly different. But when they play as a striker, they pull the same movements. They start in a central area before drifting wide. They play as like a central winger, where they start in the middle and then they'll look to do their best sort of moves in the channels. They like to isolate the centre halves out wide. Henry did it for Arsenal, the classic thing, left wing cut in. Kylian Mbappe does that a lot as well. Again, I would have been playing him as a striker for the whole tournament, but that's just me, right?
That's just you.
What do I know about football, eh?
So do you think Mbappe's better through the middle?
Yeah, 100%. I think he's more dangerous because...
More direct.
He's more direct and he's in a better area. Like, you saw the goal he scored against Argentina, the goal where he, good pressing from France. That is very, very, very silly from Brozovic. Comes off, though. Good play from even Rakitic.
What do you think of Kante?
Good player. Very, very good player. He's always been... Again, the one thing that I think he needs to improve is his playmaking on the ball. I think sometimes he's a little bit too safe. I'd like to see him be a bit more expansive.
I think his passing range has definitely improved since joining Chelsea from Leicester.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's something... He
starts to spread balls a bit more in the Premier League, but I think how much ground he covers, or seems to cover, is ridiculous.
His just positioning's really good. That's why it's almost like you don't know... You expect him to move a lot more, but actually positionally he's always really, really good. And that's credit to him. He always understands the danger, reacts. Like that tactical foul he got booked for. I'm not getting annoyed about that if I'm the coach.
Deschamps.
Yeah, Deschamps. But again, his pass map, as you can sort of see, it does keep it quite safe. But like you're saying, he's trying a bit more, which is better than what it was at the start of the tournament. So
have a look when he played for Leicester. It was sort of, I get the ball back and then I give it to someone.
Yeah, and as well,
next to me.
It was more like he pressed really well for Leicester. So most of the time he won it back, Mahrez would be next to him, or he could give it to the likes of Ogasaki or Jamie Vardy or Danny Drinkwater. That was a lovely little pairing. Interesting that Chelsea brought those guys back, but haven't really played with them because they were, as a two in that sort of the 3-4-3 that Chelsea were playing. That would have kind of evolved it from being Kante and Matic. It would be Drinkwater, Kante. But again, is Danny Drinkwater at that level? I'd say he is, to be quite fair.
Do you know much about Jorginho?
Jorginho, oh yeah. There's a video I did for when he was linked with United. Very, very good player.
You had him at United?
Yeah. So he's one of those players that excels on the ball, but off the ball...
Corner ball front.
...isn't as good. So we'll try and find one of the games. So there was a Juve game where he kind of was good on the ball, but got done by Dybala.
Right.
And they scored from it. Let me try and find this game. Do you want to just tell the guys what's going down? Corner to France. Antoine Griezmann strolling over.
Why does Griezmann take the corners? But then again, he's not very tall, is he?
Well, he's taking the set pieces. Yeah, he's good at whipping it, isn't he? Well, after this corner, we'll talk about Jorginho. And again, check out the video that's going to be coming on Wednesday. Any Chelsea fans? Sorry.
They're doing the train,
They're doing the England train,
in the
as we call it.
I don't get why people put a man, on the line where, 10 yards out there. Is that Modric?
What do you mean? You don't understand?
Just stood there, right close. What is the point in that for me?
Chance there for Matuidi. It's to stop the near post ball. So it's theory-wise, it's
dip on it.
They're
professional football.
Are they calling for a VAR decision here? Chill. The guys are chilling.
He's getting talked to in his ear. I'm not seeing a foul yet. I'm seeing
handball potentially from Ivan Perisic.
A corner or a handball? That's the dodgy one.
A little bit of a dodgy area. It's like his hand's not down. It's up a little bit. VAR.
Where's it going?
It's VAR in. Olivier Giroud holding his arm instead of his hand.
Please, he says. The hand.
Monsieur.
It's not going in. It's going to be going across a 6-yard box, isn't it?
We're not reviewing it.
Is he still being told about it?
Oh, here we go.
Here we go, talking about it earlier. Exciting stuff.
This is what we wanted. This is what the crowd wanted.
The game up.
VAR, we've gone to the studio.
They're all in their kits.
Don't look at the comments. That's all we need to do. Don't look at the comments, guys.
I don't look at comments.
Excellent work, Cameron. The VAR man is pumped.
He's at his little box.
He's reviewing possible penalty review.
It's a first-class ticket, but to where? Is it to the penalty area?
Well, we do mention before, Subasic has got 58% of penalties.
It's a nice little knock on there, though. That's what he's looking at. Is he stopping anything?
Well, if it's
is it natural?
Yeah. I'd say it's not in a natural position. I'd say that was a penalty. If I'm going for that.
I'm saying it's a one-way ticket to the goal.
To the P spot.
For a PK.
For the PK spot, the 9-yarder.
Look at Giroud's reaction there. He's like, slaps his head. Hey, ref! How's Giroud?
Did you see how he holds his leg up as well? So he pretends that it hits his leg. So it hits his hand and then he pulls his leg up.
I don't know what you're on about, mate.
What about, bro?
He's gone back again.
He's got the double review. Not a massive fan of this. Not a massive fan. This decision needs to be made quicker.
They think it's all over. Oh, it is now.
VAR.
It's a penalty.
It's a penalty. Uh-oh.
Choo-choo.
Stephen Nelson off camera is going off.
I've had enough of this. Get him off.
Handball penalty. Subasic versus Antoine Griezmann.
Yellow card then? Or?
It should be. Even Perisic going from 0 to 0 in about 10 minutes of football. 36 minutes gone. World Cup final. One apiece.
We throw the cliches. Left, right,
all the cliches around the world. Join hands. Start a love train. Love train. Steenhausen will be joining. Are you going to be joining the penalty reaction? Do you want to jump in the middle?
Jump in the middle.
In the middle.
Then we'll do a substitution. Step the president of FIFA.
You think he's missed?
I think he's missed.
Who's taking it? Griezmann. You ready for that?
I don't think you can hear me, but yeah, I think hello everybody. I think he missed.
You think he's missing? I think Subasic is saving it. I'm backing the man.
You said he was the best
penalty saver in world football. Please.
Clip that up if he.
Clip it up. Clip it goddamn up. And then get people to come to the stream.
Griezmann scoring and Perisic getting booked has just got me some bets.
Really?
Yeah. One of my bets is just 4 players to get booked at 100 to 1.
100 to 1?
Yeah, well,
oh, but there's other things in it.
I've named those 4 players.
Oh, have you got Perisic?
Perisic, one of them.
Have you got Kante?
No, I got.
Oh, man.
I think I've got Matuidi and Pogba from France, and then.
Pogba's probably the one that probably won't come off.
I think it's Vida and Perisic from Croatia.
Vida's not a bad chance.
Lovren. Can't remember.
I love this from Mario Mandzukic, standing in between penalty taker.
He's thinking of his celebration.
Ben is so excited about this. He is also watching the TV. So for France, Antoine Griezmann, 5 out of 5 penalties scored, 2 on the left-hand side, 3 on the right-hand side.
Through the middle, me.
You think he's middle? I'm going to go bottom left.
Imagine
bottom left save.
Panenka's in a World Cup final. Oh my God!
See you later, pal.
Just look it out and just be like, who's kissing this first?
Jesus, family friendly.
That he's talking about his elbow, by the way, guys.
Just whip it out.
Whip out the elbow.
Roll out.
Penalty for France. Antoine Griezmann.
What's he going to do? Like a Millie Rock? Drop the L.
Go on.
No, I think he's missed.
Go on.
Panenka.
Right, missed.
Oh! 2-1 France.
He's got the L.
Bottom left. He's giving it the L. Absolute fortnight in it.
See ya.
Big penalty that. And again, if Subasic had had me in his ear, would have saved it. But anyway, 2-1 to France. Again, guys, keep liking the stream and subscribe if you are new. Do you want to just do it at half-time, Steve? Because we've got the half-time VT coming, so we've only got about 3 minutes left. But guys, great penalty. Good stuff. Dave equals wrong. And the L celebration wrong. 2-1, lads. Can't believe that was given. 12-yarder, Dave. Sorry, James MUFC. Keep getting into the comments. Perisic, hero to villain. The handball was deliberate. VAR, all the good stuff in the comments, guys. Keep getting into those goddamn comments.
And the I button.
I button. Lots of things to vote there. We have the Statman Dave Golden Boot, which is for the underrated player of the tournament.
Yeah, and what you get when you win that is a Mars bar.
We owe someone an Aero Rolo for the photoshopping that they did.
Aero Rolo?
Yeah, that's what we said we're going to... An Aero... What's it called? An Aero... Mint Aero. Mint Aero.
We owe someone an Aero Rolo.
The World Cup's been a great tournament, guys. A long ting tournament. Croatia now have it all to do. Back into the game. But what I said, they stay in these games.
He'll come back again, I reckon.
Leicester City hero Kramaric is going to come back.
3-2 type of game.
You're saying 3-2. Have you heard
Mum? 3-2. 3-2.
Mrs. Not Mrs. Waters. The Waters.
Actually, it's Atkins.
Mrs. Atkins. I've heard she's a great lady. Volley, Croatia. Big chance that was from Rebic coming in off the right wing, cross from the left-hand side. If France keep letting them do this, goals in this game. Absolute goals. You can't let Croatia get into these wide areas. They're too good at crossing. Griezmann, though,
what's the game plan for Croatia then?
I think it's got to be continue what you're doing. And again,
I think they're probably the best team in the World Cup to come back.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as England went down,
they came back into the game, didn't they?
He's
Mbappe,
so fast.
Low cross into the box. Touched by Brozovic in the penalty area there. Whip ball out. Rebic trying to turn. Good strength from the Croatian lad.
Get it out.
Good tackle. Oh, that's a foul, that. He's got to book him for that, no? Is he not booking him? Yeah, he's booking him. The cheese comes out. There's a lot of Frenchmen been cheesed.
Got the ball.
The fromage. Absolute fromaged. I've got some stuff loaded up to talk about Jorginho, but the game has really come into life now that we're just going to completely ignore it. Switched out of play here. Again, Croatia building from the back. Three-man setup as they've been using, two defensive midfielders.
They don't press high up the pitch, do they?
They let people off, yeah. It's quite interesting. They engage.
They press in their own
defensive third,
attacking. Yeah. No.
They're attacking. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying the high block and then the low block, yeah.
But if it goes into their half,
they'll go up. So medium block is very deep for France.
Strange, isn't it?
Perisic. Back to Strinic. Into midfield. Luka. He's got to get on the ball a bit more. We want to see more Luka. Do you want to just remember the 1st of December? That was the game I wanted to talk about. That was, of course, Napoli versus Juventus. But we do have 2-1 to France. Sad times. Again, you missed the goals. Got some goals. Mario Mandzukic own goal to start things off. Ball in from Antoine Griezmann. Then even Perisic with an absolute banger of a finish following some Sam Allardyce football. 3 aerial duels, 1 in the box there we've just displayed. And then, of course, that finish. Antoine Griezmann from the penalty spot. Again, the goal coming from the Atletico Madrid striker. In terms of stats, of course, this is a Statman Dave show, so we're going to do the stats all the time. Good tackle from Paul Pogba. Good challenge in midfield.
It's too slow.
Kylian Mbappe nearly through. Brozovic on the ball a lot from Croatia. Maybe we want to see a little bit more from even Rakitic and Luka Modric. Similar
what was it you were telling me the other day? How they always, if you go to Rakitic, maybe.
Yeah, so Rakitic is
he doing what he was doing against?
I don't think he's been doing it enough, to be honest.
Maybe that's where their flaw.
They did it, the interesting side was it was similar against England, where they didn't do it a lot in the first half, and then both Rakitic and Modric came into the game. So we're seeing it a little bit. There's only been one that's been found. The tasty challenges coming in there. Game is heating up. Is he going to book him? Oh, he's giving her the advantage and coming back. But the thing we were talking about, the long passing from even Rakitic. Again, only twice in the first half he's completed those passes, but we'll see that coming a lot more. Vaselko, how's the challenge that? Why would you do that to Mario Mandzukic? I don't think that's like something you just wouldn't do.
That's really mean.
We're going to see more from even Rakitic. Again, Luka Modric as well. A little bit more playmaking in that final third. We'll like to see. Like the thing with the difference between Rakitic in this team is he's switching out. Modric's little passes, final third. But we do have
a better passer of the ball, Modric or Rakitic.
I like the different chance back post from Perisic, header on goal for a free kick, volley in Paul Pogba's face. I think Modric is better short. Modric better on short. Rakitic better on switching the play, long passes. Different players though. Got to respect both the guys. Very, very good at football. Rakitic back post, looked to get the ball back.
Lovren with the half volley. And he hits it
half
into
vols.
It was going over there.
It's interesting how Croatia are keeping the play when it's been put in the box. They're keeping it alive. They're almost like the Burnley of the World Cup.
They're going on a European tour.
They are.
It's another corner.
Near post flick on that time from Rebic.
Corners in this game.
Yeah, you're absolutely laughing. Over 13. Simple as that. I'll get into the comments in a sec, guys. I just don't want to look around the comments when the game is pitched.
Handball.
Cleared out by France. A little bit of a pinball at the near post from Croatia. Looking to work the ball out. Vaselko, long ball out wide. There is a French player down in the box.
Dead in the box, but that means offside is not a thing. Another corner.
Goal kick or corner?
Pogba thinks goal kick.
MTT down in the penalty area.
I don't care if he's down.
Pavard has been rubbish in this game. That's coming in from Sean Lewis. I don't think he's had a great game, to be quite honest. I agree. He's been isolated.
What's he on the floor for? Dejan Lovren. What a naughty boy.
What's he done?
Lands on his leg.
Lands on his leg. Yeah, so Benjamin Pavard's completed 4 out of his 9 passes. Not really linking with Kylian Mbappe in terms of his tackles, 0 tackles, 1, 0 interception, 0 blocks. He's got the 0-0.
Well done.
What's he doing? Even Perisic is having a very good game going forward, I think. And I think that's the danger for France. If they allow those two wingers to get onto the balls in those areas, they're going to have a bit of a problem.
Titi is not happy. Perisic is trying to help him up and he's get off.
Slaps him away. What you're going to get with Ivan Perisic as well, why Man United are looking at him, why teams are looking at him in European football, his aggression, his ability to win tackles, 2 tackles won so far, the 1 interception. And that's the kind of thing you get from both of the Croatian attacking players, all 3, is that work. And I think that's why...
this, though, Titi off for a corner.
They've got good quality. Oh, that's a fair point. It's a fair point. One marker down. Oh, he's allowing him on. Is he allowing him on? No, he's not.
You've got to wait.
Uh-oh. Big chance for Croatia. We are not looking into the comments. We're getting pumped on this game. Modric, Rakitic, ball to the back post.
Oh, no one's there.
That was a massive chance for Vida coming in on the back post and completely misses it and heads it wide. But this is starting to become an issue for France. I think if they keep allowing Croatia to get corners after corner after corner, we're going to see some more Gary goals.
In this tournament.
They have been really, really big. Apparently United have dropped interest on Alderweireld and turning their attentions to Harry Maguire. Thoughts on this? We'll chat about that at half-time with Stephen Howson.
He's a brilliant player, though.
Yeah, good. He's been England's best centre-half, and when you're looking at someone like John Stones that was 50 million, Kyle Walker 50 million, and someone like Harry Maguire, I like that as well, a player that's coming through at the moment, like this, taking his time to develop as a player.
Angle?
We just had a bit of a view of the rain.
Skies.
Imagine that, though, dealing with Croatian crushes when it's raining. That would be a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Weather tactics. That's why you subscribe to Statman Dave. They played out of it well, actually, though.
Nice.
Paul Pogba in between the lines, carrying off. Good challenge there again. Even Perisic working hard, wins the ball. 3rd tackle that he's won. Ball up hit. Oh,
what's he doing?
Mario Mandzukic getting it slightly won with Rebic there. That was another 3-on-3 opportunity.
The possession dominated by Croatia. That's the midfield, isn't it?
That's kind of semi-expected that because they went with a 3-man midfield. I think if they were going to go 4-2-3-1, it would be a little bit more balanced because they've got those 3 guys in there. It's looking good for them. But France, if they, there's a real worry here that they've sort of, when Belgium were a goal down, they had no plan, they had no idea. Again, that was one of the criticisms of Roberto Martinez, is they didn't do anything. They took off Marouane Fellaini. Like, not being silly, but if you...
He's the guy that you...
Yeah, he's the guy you kind of want up front, right? Yeah, and it was weird that he took him off.
That's why you take Peter Crouch.
I thought losing Meunier to suspension was massive for them.
Yeah.
I think Nessa Chadli has been good in the tournament, but having him on one side and then having...
Not a fullback,
Meunier, no, he's not a fullback at all. And we have France, Kylian Mbappe, nearly played through. That was Olivier Giroud, I think.
Bit of a dodgy ball. Sorry, Stephen Howson.
Yeah, Stephen Howson is going to karate kick you after half-time. Not happy at all. But yeah, thanks for coming into the stream, and I hope you've enjoyed the content over the World Cup. We'll have some more good content coming in the next few weeks, again on the Statman Dave YouTube channel. Yeah, that's what Croatia like. They build it up.
What I was going to put in the comments, but no.
Oh yeah, you're on the stream, you can get involved.
Why do teams play so physical against England?
Again, it's that, I think that you've got to look in. Ball into the box. Again, even Perisic nearly getting onto a ball from the right-hand side. Does recycle the play. Cut back. Oh, Strinic has lost it in a key area. That's probably a yellow card.
It's got to be.
If he gets away with that.
Broken the play straight away.
That's the worry as well for Croatia. If they start picking up bookings, killing Mbappe on the break.
Oh, Mbappe's like, I'm not getting megged.
He's grabbed his shorts. But yeah, I think you go physical against England because there's a midfield there. Henderson, Ali and Lingard. That's how I'd not like... If I were one of those players, I wouldn't like a physical midfield. I think that's kind of a good way to play England. But Croatia have been physical through the tournament. I think that's why they've got to the final. Because they give you something else, don't they? They give you that physicality. That you've sort of not got. And that's half-time, guys. Croatia are losing 2-1 to France in the World Cup final 2018.
Can they bring it round?
Can they bring it back? Well, we'll talk about that half-time after the VT, which is talking about which 3 players United should sign from, of course, Juventus in order of priority. There's 3 players there, so you guys enjoy this VT. We'll be back very shortly. Just going to go for a little bit of a leak. DJ, spin that record. Moving forward now, let's talk about which players should be brought in to Manchester United in priority. First of course, it's got to be Alexandro. Alexandro would fit so well at Manchester United. A top quality fullback. United have sort of struggled with their fullbacks since the days of Patrice Evra. Sandro would give that quality. Not only is Sandro good in the final third and would give great width for Manchester United in potentially a 4-3-3, he'd add that killer instinct, that ability to pick a pass. In his Porto days, he used to look for balls at the back post for Jackson Martinez. Again, Jackson Martinez was excellent in the air, something that Romelu Lukaku has. So if Sandro can get high on that left wing, cross to the back post, United are going to score a few goals. But also as well, if there's players looking for cutbacks, I like to Jess Lingard's great movement in the penalty area, or someone like Anthony Martial lurking on the edge of the box, or even Alexis Sanchez, that's where again Alex Sandro can slow himself down in that final third. United's shape should arguably look like a 2-3-2-3. Again, the fullbacks very, very high. Dalot on one side, Sandro on the other side. If you want to see more on Dalot, I've done some transfer talk about Dalot signing for United on my channel, so I'll link it up above. But in terms of that 4-3-3, I think that's how you control a game of football in the modern day. Pogba and Fred in midfield. The good thing as well with Alex Sandro, who's played with Pogba before, the last season they played together, there was 4 passes from Paul Pogba that led to a Sandro assist. The second assist pass. Again, with Pogba's quality as well from delivering from that inside left channel, the pass we were talking about from Marquisio, that clip ball over the top for the Pjanic goal, that could happen with Paul Pogba. If Sandro's really advanced, that little cutback, then the ball comes in from Pogba. Something that Sandro's very good at, and that's linking with his teammates. Moving to other systems where Sandro would really fit in, again, the 4-2-3-1. With the signing of Fred, with Nemanja Matic, and potentially playing Paul Pogba on one of the wings, maybe the right wing, they could transition to pretty much a 2-2-5-1 with the ball. Again, that's Sandro being an outlet on the left wing. From watching Shakhtar Donetsk, they transitioned really well into that system, and I'd really like United to maybe take that shape in certain games. Pogba playing on the right-hand side, Sandro being very, very high in the final third, providing that attacking outlet down the left wing. Alternatively, it is the 3-5-2. Sandro's played there for Juve and looked really, really good. This season as well, he's played in central midfield, so could be another option, maybe against one of the bigger teams, playing another defensive player in the centre of the park, but most predominantly will be as a left wing back, again providing that threat in the final third, allowing United to play both Alexis Sanchez and of course Romelu Lukaku as centre forwards, the dream for everybody. Moving on to the second priority, it's got to be Bernardeschi. There is a right-wing shaped hole in the United setup at the moment, someone that can really create from that area and score goals. Something that we didn't mention before, Bernardeschi is very, very good from free kicks. Scored 5 in his time in Serie A. And I think he could be that danger, that ability to stay wide, open up the pitch before coming in on that left foot. There's something very Iron Robin-esque about Bernardeschi, that you know he's going to come into that left foot, you know he's going to look for those long shots, but he just does it time and time again. Consistently coming onto that left foot and getting shots on goal. But as well, that'll open up massive space for Dalot or Valencia on the overlap. Again, that classic move of a player coming inside opens up bags of space for a fullback to attack. We all know that fullbacks are the key guys in modern football. If they can get to areas and create, like we've seen Dalot do for Porto and Porto under-18s, that again could be a great outlet for United. And width on both sides. If they were to sign Alex Sandro as a left wing-back getting high, Bernardeschi staying wide on the right, but also combining with that fullback, perfect in a 4-3-3. We also spoke about Bernardeschi coming off the line and entering that number 10 area. Again, the shape, the system would allow Bernardeschi that space to combine, narrow potentially with Alexis Sanchez, almost playing 2 number 10s behind Romelu Lukaku. On to priority number 3, I'd love to see Mario Mandzukic at Manchester United. Would be a great option off the bench, but also in the bigger games would be a guy to come up clutch. Mario Mandzukic works so hard, and that's what we mentioned, but tactically could open up a number of doors for United, potentially in a 4-3-3, playing a false 9. We saw Roberto Martinez play that with Belgium with Kevin De Bruyne as a 10, Hazard on the left, and of course Lukaku on the right. Lukaku was positioned out there to pin back Marcelo, pin back one of the best attacking fullbacks in world football. With United, you think in the City system, it's very, very sort of geared to playing fullbacks high, and if United can pin those guys back, it kills a lot of City's attack. Again, it would look like a little bit of a diamond in midfield with Alexis Sanchez at the tip, pressing, sitting deep, but allowing those 2 forwards to stay high. Not only could Mario Mandzukic provide that pressure and that ability to, really get into your face, but again, would be that option. Fullbacks usually now sort of short, they're usually good on the ball. Having someone like Mario Mandzukic tearing down on you for 90 minutes is something that I would like to see. Think Trent Alexander-Arnold as well, a player that's really come on in the last few seasons. He's yet to deal with a wide target man. And that's why I think tactically, Mario Mandzukic would be a great option for Manchester United. And lastly, signing Mario Mandzukic would mean United may be able to play a 4-4-2. Imagine coming to Old Trafford and seeing the team sheets I'm playing today against Romelu Lukaku and Mario Mandzukic. I'd be packing my bags and jumping out of the stadium. But anyway, guys, just to wrap things up, the 3 players I think United should look at to sign from Juventus are Alex Sandro, priority number 1, Bernardeschi, priority number 2, and Mario Mandzukic, just to add a bit of bite in the Man United attack, priority number 3. Of course, guys, make sure to subscribe if you're new to me, Statman Dave, for some more cracking content over the new season. Again, like that goddamn video.
Is it now?
Well, we're back. We had a little bit of a sandwich. I've eaten half my sandwich. Obviously, got to cut it out now because we're back on the stream. Again, half-time, France 2, Croatia 1. It's been a good half of football. And Graham Souness has been in your mentions now.
Yeah, people are giving, quite rightly, saying, can we start a petition to get this? I'm going to swear.
No, come on. Family-friendly stuff. Come on.
Graham Souness is a prick, though.
Just say he's a silly man.
Graham Souness is an absolute prick. And he's come out and he said, he was talking about Kante, he's talking about Matuidi, he's talking about how intelligent they are as footballers.
Okay. Yep.
And all he said is, Pogba, all he's got is his athleticism.
Okay.
And he doesn't know how to manage a game.
So we can go into the stats and we can prove Graham wrong instantly on the Statman Dave live show. Pogba's intelligence showed by him winning 3 out of 4 tackles so far, more than any other player on the pitch, covering Mbappe in a tactical sense. Intelligent or what?
Of course he is. To say Paul Pogba's not an intelligent football is borderline racism. If you're just saying he's an athletic... We saw this last season, didn't we, with Lukaku? Where they was talking about Morata's intelligent, Lukaku's just this beast, he's just athletic. You're just reducing people down to their physical attributes, which is incorrect, because Paul Pogba is a phenomenal, intelligent footballer. I do question his decision-making at times, but you can't deny the intelligence in some of his play and the deftness of some of his play. And Graham Souness has got a personal agenda against either Manchester United or Paul Pogba, or both, and it's absolutely horrific. With what he said about Dele Alli and Jesse Lingard the other day, I mean, not only wrong, but so far wrong, and ignoring... 2 white players, let's be honest with ourselves. Harry Kane and Jordan Henderson, which I think is more of a Liverpool thing than anything else, but completely ignoring the lacklustre and almost garbage performance that them guys had in the Croatia game, and decided to pick on Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard over 9%.
So you are obviously very angry about this. There's a video going on your channel, right? Yeah. Stephen Howson rant.
It's ending someone's career. It might be mine. It might be Graham Souness.
We may have a really big lawsuit on our hands soon. I'll be excited to engage in that, having studied part of the law when I was at Squawka. Interesting side there. But anyway, more on that. Stephen Howson, go and check his channel. We've linked it in the eye above. But yeah, there's a big rant about that, and I agree. Paul Pogba, tactically a very intelligent player. You saw that at Juve. We're seeing that today with his 3 tackles, especially in and around that penalty area, covering Kylian Mbappe. In terms of the first half, I think that the game, obviously, so far, Mario Mandzukic scoring an own goal from, of course, a Antoine Griezmann free kick. Bags that, and then even Perisic with the return. A classic Croatian goal from this World Cup. Ball into the box. Kept it alive from a free kick. 3 aerial duels won in a row. Then the goal. And Antoine Griezmann then coming from the penalty, smashing it in, following, of course, the Perisic. Went from hero to villain. And a handball. But again, it's been a good game so far. This is what we want in a World Cup final. We want Gary goals in the World Cup final. We've seen that. Even Perisic, of course, scoring once from his 2 shots on goal. And even Perisic has been an interesting one in this game. He's been high octane in both attack and defence, and that's why, again, Mourinho wants him. And he said those comments on Russian TV saying he wants to sign him once again. The 2 shots which we visualised before, 11 out of 17 passes. Not the best, in terms of pass completion, but what you get from him is that energy. 2 dribbles, 1 completed in the penalty area, the 1 failed. 5 ball recoveries again, all on that left-hand side, showing his work. 2 tackles out of 2 won, and of course the interception. Steve, would you take Ivan Perisic at Manchester United?
In a heartbeat.
Shout out to the sandwich crew as well before Steve dives in. So you'd sign him?
Absolutely sign him. What I don't know, I'm just having a quick scan over here because people are moaning about Paul Pogba as usual, and they're like, Kante's the one holding this midfield together. Do you want to pull Kante's stats?
Yeah.
0 out of 2 tackles. Talk to me about Paul Pogba. Was that more tackles than anybody else on the pitch? Thank you. Kante, 8 out of 13 passes, 61%. You can't boss a midfield when someone's giving it away half the time.
So what we sort of chat with Cam though was he's trying to be a little bit more expansive, so I can't blame him too much.
No, he is doing the Jordan Henderson role. He is hoofing it to nobody. He is literally hoofing it to nobody. The tackles he's missing are the ones that are going long. He's literally doing what Jordan Henderson did. and Croatia will be rubbing their hands with this, but making no tackles. If you want Kante in the team for one thing, that's it. It's that and interceptions.
Well, the interceptions are the big one. You know, he's now joint top of the list of players intercepting. One of the Russian central midfielders is joint with him on 20 interceptions. One more, and he'll be the interception champion of the World Cup, which is what we care about, of course, on the Statman Dave channel. But yeah, I kind of agree. Kante, what I liked about Kante, though, got to talk about positives and negatives. His tactical foul was very, very smart in that central midfield area. Croatia breaking, run across the ball, got booked, and I think that was a good tactical foul. So I think they're both very good players. N'Golo Kante's a fantastic talent, and you want to sort of highlight, obviously, his half and compare it to Paul Pogba. Pogba's been better than Kante in a defensive sense in this game, but Kante is one hell of a footballer. Blaise Matuidi, I haven't seen enough of Blaise Matuidi, to be quite honest. What we saw in the last game, those 6 out of 6 tackles won, not doing the same amount of work that he did, but at the same time, maybe that's down to the tactical shape and what's sort of going down in the game. A little bit more Kylian Mbappe as well. We've not really seen enough of Kylian Mbappe. They're not really finding him enough from especially central midfield. Pogba again linking with Kylian Mbappe twice. That's always a link that France want to get going. But in terms of the dribbles as well, maybe not the same sort of level. Still 2 out of 4, but it wasn't. I think at half time he was on about 4 or 5 in the last game. So again, more balls to Kylian Mbappe if France want to continue to excel in the tournament, guys.
The anti-Pogba agenda on Twitter is real. It's absolutely real.
You getting done again?
Well, people are like, he's been shit for 2 years. He's never come close to his Juventus form. No, he's exceeded his Juventus form.
Did anyone watch him at Juventus?
I think that what they watched is vines and highlights of his goals from outside the box.
They were different players. Again, the system that Juve played was a 3-5-2 with Pogba predominantly there, or a 4-4-2 diamond. Pogba in that system was given such freedom and combined with Dybala, Mandzukic, great style of football. I loved it. But Pogba has hit those levels at United. It's evidently clear that especially last season, 10 assists and 6 goals in the league when he was been injured for 2 months.
More goals and assists per night than Kevin De Bruyne, who people can't put the dick away about.
I think that's a big thing. Again, family safe show this, Stephen. I have to ban you sometimes. But yeah, Paul Pogba, what an absolute talent. And again, Man United have got a great player. Next season, it will be his year. We said it again. Like Luke Shaw, next year will be his year.
It will be his year.
But what can Croatia do to change the game?
I don't think Croatia need to do anything to change the game. They just need to just keep doing what Croatia are doing.
Yep.
Stay physical, stay with a high intensity. Basically, just keep dominating what they're doing. The back 4, the back 6 is sweeping up those long balls, those wasteful balls from Kante, which nobody's talking about. But I'll talk about them. They're picking up those wasteful balls from Kante. They're stopping Giroud. If Giroud can get the better of that back line, then France can start to get a foothold in the game. I'd rather talk about what France need to do, because I think that's more complex. I think with what Croatia need to do is same again.
Yeah, I think bring Kramaric on is always the option. I think there's some comments coming in from Lewis Hurley. Let me get back up here. Do you agree with me? Statman Dave is horribly overrated. No, that's completely incorrect. Southgate is horribly overrated. I would completely agree with that. I think tactically he showed a lot of naivety in the World Cup, and the goal that we keep talking about, that sort of switch of play where England was so undone. That was happening so much. It was on the 68th minute. England could have changed their shape so many times. They could have switched to 2 players holding in midfield. They could have switched to a 4-man midfield in a defensive sense, a 5-4-1, a 3-4-3 in attack, and would have dealt with this problem. The problem here, again, the space on that left wing, and I completely agree. Gareth Southgate, tactically, it's horrible. The Croatia game was the Colombia game was another really good example of that, of Croatia starting off with a flat 4 in midfield and then moving to a diamond. Where's that game? England, Belgium. And the lack of reaction from Gareth Southgate was an absolute joke. And it's one of these things where they kept on doing that, they kept plodding along, and eventually they got found out. The England-Colombia game, what you want to do against a narrow diamond is you want to switch the play as much as possible. I'm just going to visualise that for you. So narrow diamond, you want to switch it, you want to move them from left to right. They didn't do that. And England got knocked out of the World Cup, unfortunately. Gareth Southgate had a big opportunity to get to a final. England should be in this final if tactically they were a little bit better. The interesting side is, would have Big Sam done this? Would Big Sam have got to the final? He would have had the same thing on set pieces.
Do you know what? I made a joke about a week or so ago.
Second half has just kicked off, but you continue, Steve.
Just after they got out of the group, and I said he'd have beat Tunisia 1-0.
Yeah.
No, he'd have drew with Tunisia and called it a result. He'd have beat Panama 1-0.
Yep.
He'd have lost to Belgium and we'd have been going home after the group stage. And That was a little bit tongue-in-cheek. Big Sam, actually, at one point was massively ahead of his time in terms of some of the things that he used and
At
data,
Bolton,
the way he
Prozone.
used it. Yeah, he was one of the first ones to adopt that. He worked out that very much like. Did you ever read up on is it Walter Winterbottom, the guy that basically
The stats guy at the start.
basically in like the 30s, 20s,
Yeah.
something like that.
30s
A long,
ago.
long time ago. One of the proponents of the 2-3-5 system, which you go, Jesus, 2-3-5 is a bit attacking, isn't it?
Croatia again getting down that right-hand side, low ball in from Veselko. But yeah, keep talking about stats.
If you look at actually modern football, when someone plays a 4-3-3, it actually looks like a 2-3-5 in possession.
Well, yeah, it's a 2-3-2-3.
Yeah.
Ball over the top for France. Olivier Giroud controls onside, lays
he's
it
got to
off
be
to
quicker
Anton
there, hasn't
Griezmann.
he? Get a shot off.
comes in, well held by Subasic. Come on, Croatia.
I've lost what I'm talking about, essentially. But Big Sam is basically someone that was very ahead of his time at one point, but
Yeah.
now it almost feels like it's passed him by.
So the Big Sam thing, right? He did so much analysis on Kevin Nolan. Basically, he told Kevin Nolan where to stand to win the second ball every time. Like, statistically, he looks at where the second ball goes. Imagine that with Dele Alli. Dele Alli, Harry Kane. Harry Kane's playing as a striker in that system. He ain't playing deep as he did do like Gareth Southgate. Another criticism of Southgate's England, how deep Harry Kane was. There was a stat I tweeted out about before the Belgium game, the third place playoff. The highest passing combination for England was Pickford to Harry Kane. That is a broken team. That is such a broken team. Goalkeeper to centre forward. Absolute madness. But anyway, Croatia playing from left to right in the second half in their traditional lovely shirt, red and white, diamonds. Ball in, shot comes in. Oh, good save. Rebic making a great run from the central striker area. Through ball from Rakitic. That's what I want to see. Good save from Hugo Lloris. TV save though. Lovely movement though. Rebic is, again, that's why I like Rebic as a footballer, like Perisic, is they can play across the line. They can play striker, left midfield, right midfield, and as a second striker.
Let's finish the point we was making about Big Sam. So I think if he'd have managed to get through the group, which I actually don't think he would have,
I think he would have got through the group.
I think he gets through that semi-final because I think he sees what Croatia are doing and he responds to that. And I think he actually isn't afraid to make a change. What annoyed me with Southgate and what annoys me with the analysis that we're getting from pundits who are just happy that you got to a semi-final. When you get to a semi-final, ultimately, yes, it's better than you've done in 28 years. And with the riches at your disposal, it's embarrassing that you didn't do that in 28 years. With getting to a semi-final, though, what does it mean? If you don't win it, what does getting to a semi-final mean?
It's progression. I think that's the big thing. It's progression, and England have been better. They're more collective.
Isn't progression.
So I think the positive side of it, obviously, I understand that tactically they were absolutely awful. They should have been in the final, but I think tactically they need to improve. The progression more is about the penalty shootout, the psychology side they use there.
A penalty shootout. I can give. Oh my
good
God.
goalkeeping from Hugo Lloris there. Even Perisic, I think, was nearly in from the left-hand side, running side.
I can give you the penalty shootout. I can't give you progression though because they played a team that was 24th in Sweden and beat them, 20th I think, or 22nd in Tunisia and beat them, 55th in Panama and beat them, and then.
Go on, Mario Mandzukic has just won the ball off Rafa Varane, come into the box, left-hand side, pokes the ball through. Oh, this French team are getting a bit of luck at the moment. Backs against the wall stuff. Great pressure from Mario Mandzukic. Continue.
Drew with Colombia.
Yeah.
Drew with Croatia. And got beat off Belgium twice.
At the same time we did that first game, again, maybe England should have gone for it. Because it could have kept the momentum going. I think that was a big thing. Luka Modric, though, intercepting the ball left-hand side. The pressure
I think it shows you
is on.
We had both end up playing each other in the third place playoff. It literally made no difference. Both teams ended up the same route. They had a harder route to do what they did.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I don't think it matters where you come. It'd have been nice to see England in the final, and I think with the way that this French team does have its fragilities, as we're seeing Croatia massively try and exploit it, I think if England had got to a final, I'd have actually given them a realistic chance of winning the trophy because you don't know what nerves and things can happen on the day in a final. And I think that once you look at the route that goes through, I think England fans would be right to be aggrieved that they didn't get to a final, and I think it's a failure to go out to Croatia and not get a final.
No, I mean, it's definitely a failure in terms of a tournament and where they got on the draw and everything like that. And the positives, again, the positive side of the run was the nation got behind them. And I think
you beat Tunisia, you beat Panama, you beat Sweden, you did nothing else.
Tackle Samuel Umtiti.
Let's be cold and hard.
No, I completely agree with you. But I'm looking at like the nation. Brexit Britain is a terrible place at the moment. Having that little bit of of freedom was good in a way, and it's something that is progressive. And what you've got to take the positives for as well is the 17 side and the 19 side, how they play football, because they know how to break a team down.
But it's been like that for years. It was like that under Gareth Southgate himself, which is why I think.
But they were poor. That team was poor. That team was a poor team. They didn't play good football.
The
under-21 team played poor football.
Under Southgate?
Under Southgate. Absolutely rotten. It was similar, where they had no idea in possession. And we saw that, eventually, the big thing with the stats as well, the thing that was really starting to frustrate me against Croatia was that two players that have played under Pep Guardiola, two players that you expect to be very, very good on the ball, very forward-thinking on the ball, Kyle Walker and John Stones, who were 1 and 2 in terms of passes completed for England. Look how many passes they were completing to their goalkeeper. It's a joke. You see on the monitor there, Steve, look at how many passes they're going back. And that's the big thing, that England, if they want to play that style and they want to play with the ball, they have to have a proper plan. There's no good having, let's play possession football at the back. It's not as simple as that. It's very, very important. Here we have Croatia have been absolutely on top in this game. Mario Mandzukic looking for another pass into the penalty area. He probably needs to get in the penalty area.
Paul Pogba absolutely... Oh my days.
Pogba into the channel.
Off. That was ridiculous. Kylian Mbappe.
Good save from Subasic. Great little move from Paul Pogba.
Let's just talk about Paul Pogba for a second there. Again, I'm still arguing with Muppets on Twitter here that just don't have a clue what they're watching.
You love arguing.
He looks good because he's playing alongside Kante. He's carrying Kante at the moment. What's going on here?
Pitch invaders.
Oh, there's quite a few pitch invaders, like a team of pitch invaders as well.
School kids.
I think they're dressed as police. That's why they've got on, I reckon. Anyway,
Paul
Pogba holding off. It was at least it might have been two people that was trying to tackle him by the looks of things. I mean, rugby tackle him as well. And then plays a ball into the channel. That's what I wanted to see from France. I wanted to see Mbappe on that last shoulder, getting in behind the fullbacks. He's in it. He's gone round the back of Vida. Vida's all over him. I've seen penalties for worse, to be honest. If he goes down, he might have
I don't think that's another fantastic save for Subasic.
It's a great save. He's come out and shut him right
Best
down.
Keeper at the World Cup by a country mile. I think, it's the save, the Harry Kane chance as well, where he's played through and then obviously it's saved and then, he has that shot to kind of put it in, hits the post. You watch that again and Subasic with that absolutely fantastic save, he gets a boot on it. Really good with his feet, Subasic. But I think we'll see...
Drop ball.
I think we'll see Pogba be a bit more direct. Again, you look at his pass map, it's a similar thing where in this French team he is really direct. But the thing is, he's finding his passes.
The pale blue on that one he's just put into the channel.
I think that's the one he's just put into the channel for Kylian Mbappe in the second half. Yeah, which is that's what Pogba's done for France. Is he's been quite direct in possession. I really like it. Been driving well. He sort of comes into the game. It's like second half. He'll start to carry. He'll start to drive. He'll start to take people on, which is again rather interesting. Lots of bounce coming in on
ball into the box there. Oh, I thought he was going in the net then. As Mandzukic absolutely cleaned Lloris out.
I hope so. I love Mario Mandzukic. Absolutely sick. Stat coming in as well. France have never lost a game when Griezmann has scored. Will this be the first time?
Have they just subbed off Kante? Maybe people are a tiny little bit ahead.
If they're just taking off on N'Golo Kante, that would be a little
bit
crazy. Yeah, that's not a bad change. Again, Kante on that yellow card, that tactical foul, bringing someone a bit more strong.
Actually making zero
physicality as well for him.
Well, what do you want from a ratter like Kante? Because that's what I'd consider him. He's a ratter. He's someone that harasses.
A shuffler.
Well, he isn't able to do that in this because they don't come through the middle. That's where you want him to break up that play. Croatia aren't coming through the middle. They're coming down the side. So you want someone who's maybe going to offer a little bit more height, which, to be fair,
and Zonzi will.
Anybody does. With Kante. And I think that's not a bad substitution, to be honest.
Yeah, so he won in the second half, to be fair to him, he won 1 out of his 1 tackles and made an interception. So, no interception first half, so just 1 tackle. But yeah, I think that's a good change. I think that's a smart change from Didier Deschamps. Yeah, the other thing, obviously, that tactical foul he's been booked in that first half. So, a good change from Didier Deschamps, to be fair. And that bit of physicality, we've just seen him win an aerial duel. Antoine Griezmann into the final third. Matuidi, good challenge from Vaselko. Vaselko has been so good in this tournament. That's probably why you need to vote in the eye for him to be the Statman Dave's golden ball in the tournament. That's the best player in the tournament. Again, there's lots of voting up there. Who's going to win the game? Who's going to win the real golden ball, and of course the best game of the tournament. Keep getting those in as well, and check out my Twitter at StatmanDave for a lot of tweets.
Do you reckon them pitch invaders or some dickhead YouTubers?
I reckon there was some sort of... It looked a bit staged in a way. It looked very staged.
A few of them like that.
Yeah, absolute muppets.
Wrong country for that kind of caper, lads.
Wrong
country for that kind of caper. I'd like to have words with you, thank you.
You'll come with us, you have to drink lots of water.
Well, let's see what the comments are saying. Ryan says, I agree 100%. Probably easiest run probably in World Cup history. We bottled it. There's a Germany one in 2002, which was arguably a little bit easier. They bottled it then as well. But I wanted to say this about this Southgate England team. They didn't address the fundamental problems of what was happening against Croatia. And you could have addressed those problems. I heard on the grapevine from essentially one of the players that the plan B was meant to have been go to a back four, a midfield three, and then a 2 and a 1. But I think the 2 and the 1 was meant to be Ali, Lingard, and then Kane, I believe. And the midfield three is obvious, and the back four is probably fairly obvious as well. And we never saw him do that. And the issue I have with him not doing that even once is you're playing poker with your cards on the table and trying to bluff. Like, Croatia have watched all of England's games, and if they haven't, they weren't doing their due diligence. And they go, right, and when
they've actually got a Scottish analyst, Croatia do, that worked for Dalić in Qatar or Saudi Arabia, wherever he was before, and he basically is regarded as one of the best analysts.
I thought Pogba was going to unleash Mbappe again.
Chilling, just free. But yeah, go back to what you were chatting.
So, I'm a big fan of misdirection. Obviously, I played rugby to quite a high level, and I like mixed martial arts. And one of the things that you often find in both of those sports is setting people up, pattern setting to change the pattern. And one of the things that I like to see in football is tactical fluidity. And what England didn't have is tactical fluidity. They came into the game, Southgate basically told them, I'm sticking with the same lads because they know the system. And Croatia went 1-0.
William. Excellent.
So Croatia know that they can plan for X. If you just mixed it up, played a 4, gone to play a 4 in extra time in one of the games, just mixed it up once, then you leave them guessing a little bit. Or if you'd have mixed it up in that game, which was the perfect game to mix it up in, then you have to wait until half-time until you as a manager can give detailed instructions to your team. Here's what you do, here's how you break them down.
That's it. Again, I think if you start with a back three, your different systems that you should play should all be back threes, and you should be moving the players around higher up the pitch in different ways. We've seen Thomas Tuchel do it so well. We've seen Julian Nagelsmann do it so well.
Well, the difference
where
is
they keep a back
three.
But obviously, it's still a 5, obviously. But you can move things around. The 4-3-3, for example, you can go one attacking mid behind 2 strikers. You can go the 3 that England played. Perisic, though, left wing, ball into the box. Oh, slightly overhit. But what I mean there is that England didn't really change their shape within the shape, and that again was a frustrating thing for me. To someone when you've got to I'm more like reactionary, where you see a problem, you change that as soon as you can, because the problem isn't going to change. If there's like you're saying about patterns of play, you can see patterns coming up and up again. And we're getting, what's that, the FIFA president signing a ball?
Putin's there, actually. I didn't notice him earlier on. But yeah, the FIFA president signing a ball. That's going to go for about 20p, innit?
Yeah. Oh, that is such a good pass from Paul Pogba.
Again, into Mbappe.
Volleyed pass to Kylian Mbappe, right-hand side, one-on-one with Strinic, coming in onto that right foot, looking to get a cross across. Cuts back, Antoine Griezmann first touch, does a bit of a kick up, back to Pogba, shot on goal, Pogba again. Yes! He's on in, Paul Pogba!
Yes! Fucking get dabbing, lad! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
Pogba onto the international stage.
Fucking leave the country! Get out, you old Scottish prick! Fucking leave!
That's enough. Pogba starts the move, ends the move with a fantastic finish. What a goal. Pogba doing it in the World Cup final. What a goal that was for France.
What's Paul Pogba ever done in his career? Oh, just scored the winner in a World Cup final. It's no big deal. After playing balls in, he plays the ball that creates the move from nothing.
Absolutely fantastic.
And then I don't know how it took him 3 weeks, time his legs or something to get up there. 3 French players get in the box, nice and easy, distract that Croatian defence. No one's picking up Paul Pogba on the edge of the box.
Well played, Antoine Griezmann. Well played, Antoine. Keeper's got to probably do a bit better there as well. It's probably straight at him.
Graham Souness, aren't we, with a family?
To be fair to the keeper, he's used Modric to disguise him, but it's pretty much savable. See what I'm saying?
It's in the zone. So I think he can't see it.
I think Pogba shapes to go over the corner.
There's like 3 players in the way.
What a goal though, Paul Pogba.
Oh yes, Paul Pogba.
World Cup final goal.
I'm sure that's a bet just coming. I'm positive. I hope he got booked for his celebration, and then it's
so Pogba has now scored in 2 big finals. The Europa League champions of the World Final, and of course the World Cup final.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, God, it could be over for the Croatians. 3-1 to France. Can't see them coming back from this. France so fast on the counter-attack. That was lightning. A lightning move from back to front. What a goal
just need Pogba to get booked. Come on, mate.
You just need Pogba to get booked, and that's it. Comes in. Pogba MVP. Yeah, again, guys, if you want to vote for the golden ball, should I say, into the eye in the top left at the moment, we've got Luka Modric golden ball, 66% of the vote. Maybe need to refresh my stream. Maybe that's not loaded. I think that was exactly the same at the start. But yeah, I'll get back to that in a sec. But guys, yeah, I love Griezmann at such an acute footballer. That was quality play from Antoine Griezmann to hold the ball up there. I thought he was taking a bit too long. Steve screamed at him taking too long, but in fact, it was a fantastic little bit of hold-up play. Laid it off to Paul Pogba, and again, the goal time.
Piling the pressure on now.
Yeah, look.
Griezmann was burying that.
Defensive play there from Brozovic. France coming in there, flicked onto the back post. Griezmann coming across. Was about to drop to Antoine Griezmann, and Brozovic with a great hair. Olivier Giroud with the sort of play. Souness in a dark room crying now. That comes in from Dion Davis. Pogba, golden ball. Keep getting your comments in, guys. Keep liking that goddamn video, and of course, subscribe if you guys are new.
Get me a Pogba image quick, guys.
Gets me a Pogba image quick time. So onto the I button. So we have 37% of the vote is saying Modric as player of the tournament. Pogba, 26%. 26%.
He's been, I mean, because the media plays so much of a part into where people's opinions go. But if I'd have said it this morning, Pogba's been one of the best players at this World Cup, people would want, but he has. This is a simple fact. He's having an impact in the
I'd say Kylian Mbappe's been the danger. I think the two centre-halves have been good, but Pogba's been really good on the break. Like, he's the guy that's carrying the counters at the moment, and he's like that ball then to set the play. What a ball that was. Absolutely fantastic.
And he's twice in 5 minutes. Nobody's picked him up. He's noticed that's a threat. Like I said, Mbappe is being on that shoulder, getting in behind that back four. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Kieran Trippier as well. 61% of the Statman Dave's golden ball vote. I'd like to see a bit more Vaselko in there. Only 12% at the moment. Rebic 18%. Matuidi only 4%. And Golovin 3%. But yeah, guys. 3-1 to France in the World Cup final. France potentially bringing football back to their maison.
You got anything today?
You are?
I want one from today. I'll find one.
Croatia also do. I think Croatia need to instantly now, in terms of the changes, let's get on to Stat Zone and let's get the bench up, and I'll tell you exactly what Croatia need to do in terms of changing their system and shape. I think instantly Kramaric needs to come on as soon as possible. Get him into number 10. You've got Modric and, of course, Rakitic at the base of midfield. Here we have even Perisic. Ball into the box, left foot from the right-hand side. Unconventional play, and France deal with that problem. Other players potentially... Privorich. Very good attacking fullback. Got good delivery. I'd also bring him on as well. Strinic, got to take him off now. Got to go for the absolute jugular. I still believe in the Croatian nation here, guys. Keep getting into the comments, guys. Is it game over? Who's your man of the match so far? How good is Paul Pogba? And all the good stuff. Pogba has been the best player in this World Cup. Yeah, Dion, get into the poll. Vote. Goddamn, hit that vote button. Favourite beer, Dave? I'm a big fan of Peroni. It is tasty, tasty stuff. Getting reports that Graham Souness has left the BBC studio just at an unexpected problem. Lols. Without Pogba, France wouldn't be here. Yeah, completely agree with that. Croatia have been the better team. They'll score more goals. Yeah. The 3-2 that Cameron shouted out, actually, that's probably a fair shout about what the game could turn. I'd love a 3-3 draw extra time, to be quite honest. I want to stay for the long run. I don't want this game to end.
Just need some yellow cards. Thank you, lads.
Rebic coming in onto his stronger right foot from left-hand side. Have we not got a freezer?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. Or a microwave. Yeah, god damn it.
Go on, Giroud, lad. Yellow cards all over the show, please.
Matuidi intercepting in the final third. Feeds Antoine Griezmann. Big space for Kylian Mbappe. Recycles, slows it down, it's not too bad. And Zonzi's made a big impact, to be fair. Sort of just really shored the game up. It's interesting, like sometimes maybe you need a workman like
Kante
maybe
midfielder. You need to stop talking utter bollocks about Kante being amazing.
Kante's had a very good World Cup, Stephen.
I just don't think he was the right player for this game.
For this game, yeah, maybe not. But then at the same time, you know,
got that people are literally saying Pogba's only played well today because he's alongside Kante. Oh!
Kylian Mbappe becomes the first teenager since Pele to score in a World Cup final. Can I get a woo? What a goal that was. A daisy cutter from the edge of the area. 4-1 to France. Unbelievable goal. What a player. It's coming home to France. Back to the maison. That was a hit, that. That was a beautiful goal from Kylian Mbappe. This player, again, standing up for Monaco last season, PSG this season. That was just such a good goal. Good play from Lucas Hernandez, driving through the centre of the pitch.
As soon as said, Pogba needed to take 2 shots to score the goal. Just tell everyone you hate him. Just tell them, because we all know.
Oh, that is such a good hit from Kylian Mbappe. Slight question marks about Subasic again.
He's wrong-footed him, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's wrong-footed him, to be fair. Lovely, lovely finish from Kylian Mbappe, using the centre-half Vida as a bit of a screen, cuts the ball across. Fantastic goal, Kylian Mbappe. Jesus, this has been one hell of a World Cup final.
I can't believe how much it swung. Once France got the noses in front, Croatian...
That's kind of the interesting side, isn't it? That France have always been very, very good on the break, and they've just scored 3 goals pretty much on the counter.
Which is what I'm saying. You've got this team is a counter-attacking team.
Oh well, sorry, 2 goals on the break.
Nothing wrong with being a counter-attacking.
We've got the visualisation as well of that goal there that we can play through here. The move forward, Hernandez down the sort of side, taking on the opposition, ball inside, and that finish from Kylian Mbappe was unbelievable. Goal teams. What a game! I want more goals. I'm being greedy, Matt.
I don't think you're going to see no more goals. I think there's definitely more goals in this.
Do you think this could be the same as the Brazil '58 final, 5-2, beating Sweden?
My memory's hazy of that game, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I remember it, but I think I was about 1 or 2 when that was on.
How many years before? 25.
Yeah.
Hang on, it was only 25.
My dad wasn't. My dad wasn't. Oh no, my dad might have been like 3 months old when that game was on.
Was it only 25 years before I was born? Man, I'm old.
You were an old man. You are really old. You passed it. Absolutely passed it. And if you want to subscribe to his YouTube channel for more past it content, Stephen Elson,
listen,
the link is in the eye.
Souness was getting it tomorrow anyway. Oh, you don't even know the levels that I can go to for him getting it. There's a video that you're probably going to see everywhere, and it might be the last video I ever appear on. I'm serious. I'm genuinely serious. So you need to get your notifications on if you're going to subscribe.
Yeah, do that as well for this channel. Again, this is good stuff. FFL Productions. Hernandez has been surprisingly good at this tournament. I really, really agree with that. Watching him play for Atletico at left back, he was okay. But this tournament, he's really sort of surprised me with his quality, especially sort of going forward. That sort of dribble there was absolutely fantastic. Hernandez that's what Liam D's saying. People raving about Mbappe's finish, and yeah, it was a good finish, but Hernandez is unbelievable.
Driving through there. Is that a yellow card? We need some yellow cards, ref. No, not Modric, though. Interesting side, though. Football, what a game. What an absolute game. Graham Souness's missus, if you're watching, go and start watching some Floyd Mayweather. You want to get the shoulder roll and the palm out like
that. Stephen, less of that, please.
Allegedly.
Thank you.
No problem.
Disgraceful content. I'm going to have to ban you from this stream from now on.
Paul Pogba, Man United Academy player, just about to lift the World Cup.
It's tasty, innit? You've got to give Laharve a bit of a shout out as well. 14 years old. Just a little bit of his development. Oh, it's a goal! Mario Mandzukic! Game on, 4-2. What was Hugo Lloris doing there?
Throw some yellow cards out, especially to Lloris there. That's ungentlemanly conduct, surely.
Ball comes back, and I think he's taken a poor touch. Why would you try and take on Mandzukic, one of the best defensive forwards in world football? 4-2. Are we going to go to extra time?
When did Lloris get concussion?
Yeah, when did Hugo Lloris take concussion? Titi back to him.
Titi puts it on his wrong foot, doesn't he?
Yeah. That's probably Titi's fault as much as it is Hugo Lloris's, but what is he doing there?
You can't.
He tries to nutmeg him.
He does try to meg him.
Oh my God.
You're 3 goals up, there's 20 minutes to go. Maybe you just feel a little confident. I'm going to meg someone in a World Cup final.
No. You don't do that. But anyway, I want to see some changes from Croatia. That's what I want to see. I don't think there's still not been...
Spurs in it. He's like, I can't win something. I play for Spurs.
to throw the game.
What are we saying in the comments? People just laughing about Lloris, actually.
Wow.
Literally just laugh.
But it's good. It's put the game into a good state now, because after that Kylian Mbappe goal, kind of game, set, match. Now, 2 goals. I'll back Croatia here, guys. Get to whatever bookmaker you've got and back Croatia for the win.
I just need some yellow cards. Can we get some yellow cards, please?
Centre of the pitch, ball out wide to Veselko, volleyed in.
If they get the next goal, it's going to be squeaky bum time.
It's 21 minutes gone, 21 minutes to go, sorry. I'm not... You know, as soon as this game, France are going to start dropping deeper and deeper and deeper. 80 minutes comes, Croatia are going to chuck on Kramaric.
Could do with another corner or 2 for... who's it on? France. No, France need another couple corners.
How many corners you got?
I need over 4 for each team. France are on 6. No, Croatia are on 6, France are on 2. They've not had enough possession to be getting more corners. A couple more corners. I don't think they're going to push forward that much now either, so that one's probably out the window.
Got Kramaric has come on, apparently. We're slightly behind in our stream.
I need Lovren to be carded, and that one's coming in.
Ball wide, left, whipped into the box, over hit massively, recycled on the other side. Has it gone out for a goal kick? gone out for a goal kick. This may be where we're seeing the substitution that was mentioned into the comments.
That one's not far off. 7:55. Not a bad one to come in. I need Vida to be carded. That could happen. And
oh, he's not changed the shape. He's bringing on Rebic. Staying with a three-man midfield.
Get booking, people.
That's not good. Stephen, language. Seriously. I don't want to have to deck you on the stream. Rebic's game ban numbers.
Do you want to touch it?
I can't. I'm wearing a Croatian shirt. 3 shots, 2 on target. You know, decent little game for him. 9 passes again, quite direct. 2 dribbles completed out of his 4. 1 in the penalty area. You know, had a very, very good World Cup. Really breaking out as a player in European football. I fully expect him to join Bayern Munich.
Getting Nzonzi to win the headers, and you can move Giroud a little further up the pitch.
Well, it's more at defensive midfield where they were really dominating. Croatia were dominating them in that zone with.
Book him.
Dejan Lovren has just taken on Brozovic.
Book Lovren, I need him booked.
The best centre back in world football, potentially going to be losing 2 of the biggest finals on the planet. Absolutely crazy. Ben Weir saying Howson has a better beard than you, Dave. That's absolutely rubbish, isn't it? Mine's lovely and ginger.
Fact, mate.
Great colouring I've got. Lovren is absolute S-H-I-T. Lloris went full Karius there. Pogba doesn't get enough credit for his performances. France are bossing it. Gaz for president. No, absolutely not. Gaz for president. The whole country would break. Absolutely break, guys. How many likes to chin Stephen Howson?
Book him. Yes, he's starting to get up. Book him.
I'm saying I'm chinning Stephen Howson 250 thumbs up. I'm chinning him. If you didn't see on the kickoff, there was a backhand delivered to Stephen Howson's face at one point when he was, you know, getting involved in the analysis. When I was trying to do some analysis, it was really upsetting for me personally.
You just booked him.
Yeah, still not booked him.
Just book him, shithouse.
Stephen, language. I know you've had a beer. You're getting a bit leery. It's the World Cup final. Tolisso coming on for France for Blaise Matuidi. That's a decent change. Shoring it up in central midfield.
Just need Vida and Umtiti booked for 750 quid.
It's interesting as well, like for Croatia. Balls into the box from both Luka Modric, 2 chances created, and of course even Rakitic, 2 chances created. I think we need to see a little bit more from their fullbacks creating some more chances with their crossing. They've got to a lot of good areas, especially Luka Modric playing there. We're not seeing enough balls in. That's what they need to do in the last sort of 18 minutes of the game. Balls into the box. Pogba is leaving United. Ellis Horton, I don't think so.
He might be though.
I don't think Pogba will be leaving Manchester United.
He might be though.
Kante and Matuidi off. Pogba still on. Pogba isn't the worst, is he? Pogba's off to Barcelona. No, he's not. Tolisso is not quality. Tolisso is a very, very good player. Saturday's equal youth.
Best World Cup ever. Get in the comments. Has there been a better World Cup?
I like 14. But to be fair, the final and the semis have been really good. So the reason why 14 was my favourite was that 7-1. That was probably one of the best games of football I've ever seen in terms of like completely dismantling someone.
I think I sat there mostly doing this.
Yeah. It was the first 20 minutes they were 4-0 up or 4-1 up. It was just unbelievable football. But this tournament's been very, very good. Lots of Gary goals getting around.
Just book Vida for something.
Not looking likely, Stephen. Apart from if he gets 1v1 with Mbappe, that's what you need.
Yeah. He's had the opportunity, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He could when Mbappe had the chance from Pogba's first ball before. If Mbappe goes down, maybe
take off your bias betting hat, and you'll say that definitely wasn't a foul.
We just need him to get booked as well.
Simple as that. There we go. There's your main man, Kylian Mbappe. Very cocky, isn't he, Kylian Mbappe? He has a bit of a swagger about him.
You want that. You want that from your athletes. You don't want your athletes to be Michael Owen. You want your athletes to be telling everyone how good they are and what they're going to do. That's where entertainment comes. Because then when they don't do it, you take the piss out of them.
That's fair enough.
It's the greater the
risk. That could be a Pogba yellow card, that. Oh, no, he's fouled, but not booked him.
Come on, just book him.
He should have been booked there. Ash96 coming into the comments. He should have booked him there. Completely agree with that. Here we have Veselko again, the best right back in the tournament for me.
Just book him.
Forward.
If I look
Perisic, got to deliver. Comes back in onto the left foot. Crosses with left foot. Lloris comes out. Brilliant defending from Rafa Varane there.
Nowhere near him.
Mario Mandzukic in central midfield. Interesting there. Wasn't in the penalty area. Kramaric had entered the box. Kramaric again receiving in between the lines. Wonderful player, Kramaric. Ball into the box, left hand side.
Booking for that
for Samuel Umtiti. Good defending here. France on the counter attack here.
Good play. Go on.
Oh, Griezmann
playing that there.
Here we got it. 15 minutes to go. We're going to see wave after wave after wave of Croatian attack. I think this is going to be 5-2. Really can see a 5-2. Veselko shot from range there after bigging him up. Commentators curse. Got to do a bit better. Like, get wide, get the ball into the box. Mbappe has a similar edge to his game as Dele Alli. That's Matthew Jarvis. Yeah, it's not as aggressive, I don't think.
No, I think there's a bit of snideness about Dele Alli's.
But do you not like that? Do you not think that's good thing to have?
Yes and no. I like it more overt. I don't like the snideness.
No, I like the snideness.
I'm going to make you wear one of them hats.
I'm not. I'm only wearing it if they win. If they don't win, I'm not wearing it.
Right, so it looks like we might be going France, everybody.
That's a bit boring.
Which game do you want us to go watch?
No, get into the comments. Which game do you want us to watch?
Which French teams are in Europa League this year? Because Europa League's usually a good game to go visit, because then you get 2 nationalities in there, so that might be a decent one.
Have a quick look. Just
I
summarise.
saw Marseille in the Europa League last season. We went to watch Uncle Pop.
I think Marseille, Bordeaux. Bordeaux would be quite good. Marseille are pretty much the only ones. Bordeaux.
Or Rennes.
That's like central France, I think.
I know it's room temperature. Room temperature beer. I think it is.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Stephen Alson is just, pretends to be this big man with a beard, angry. Oh, I was in the army. Can't even drink a warm beer.
No.
Pathetic. When the beer's there, you've just got to get it down.
No.
It's game, set, match. No messing about. That's my motto anyway.
Cold. Remember when Graham Souness said you should drop Paul Pogba because he doesn't have an impact on games? Good times.
Good days they were.
Idiot.
Brozovic again, deeper midfield, playing it to Dejan Lovren. Rakitic, ball out wide left. Strinic in advanced area. Kylian Mbappe doing some good defensive work again, tracking back in that sort of right back area again. You've got to give that credit to. Long ball out to even Rakitic. Vaselko high. 1v1 with Tolisso has been brought on to shore up that left hand side.
I definitely would just book it Umtiti now.
Oh, feet. Oh, Luka Modric. Teach me. Ball. Oh, decent defending, Rafa Varane.
Pogba out there doing bits, screening.
Shot comes in
shots, though.
Low. Big thing with this French team. The 2 centre-halves have been very, very, very good in this tournament. And again, we're seeing now, as the sort of the crosses, the corners come in, we're seeing both from Titi and Rafa Varane defend well. I think I can only think of one mistake. I think Umtiti made a mistake against somebody where he let a ball go over his head. But they've defended very well in this game from those wide areas. Apart from obviously the pinball free kick goal time.
Where is Bordeaux?
Bordeaux is on the left side. It's on the west coast. In between north-south-ish.
North-south-ish.
So west, south-west. Yeah. That's a great place to be. Bordeaux, again, we could go and watch the main man Malcolm in the flesh.
Could watch Malcolm.
And Salabali. Salabali's a very, very good little player. Played for Senegal in the World Cup, actually. It was good. So Bordeaux.
I want to go Senegal.
So, like, left-hand side.
Left-hand side. Keep going.
Near Toulouse.
Oh,
there you go. Yeah. So south of La Rochelle.
Because you think, southwest, and you think that's on the south coast of France. But they have obviously a west coast, and you can still be southwest in France, but still on the northern coast. Weirdly.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
Very weird.
So it's not far from Bilbao, actually.
No. Good Bilbao again. That was fun. Yeah, I got stuck in Bilbao for 2 days. That was fun. That was a fun experience.
I didn't.
Didn't get any money back from EasyJet. £0, 0p back. I put a complaint in. They were like, nah, you're all right, mate. We're going to just continue.
What, right before we got on my plane, mate? It was great.
Yeah, that was good. Good little trip, that was. I spent 2 days in the VIP section. Potential handball from Kylian Mbappe, though, carrying 2 guys ahead of him.
That's handball.
He's going to score here.
Book Vida. Just book Vida.
Oh, Mbappe's fallen over. Vida recycles the ball. Stephen Alson bet is not coming off.
10 minutes for 2 yellow cards. That's what we want. See a yellow card celebrated like a winner here.
It's a goal, no, it's just a yellow card. Luka Modric, central midfield. Come on, Luka. It's time. It's
centre
the time.
Halves, mate. You got to book your centre halves.
Wide. Brozovic out to Vaselko. Vaselko standing up. Tolisso comes back on himself. And he may need a little bit of support there from maybe one of the wingers. Again, I would have preferred to see a 4-2-3-1. Brozovic off. Rebic still on the pitch. What are the comments saying?
That one there from Dom on Twitter. It must have been thunder audible on the TV.
You want to read it out if you found it so funny?
Dom's tweeted, got to wonder whether that's thunder or the sound of those streakers getting a bullet to the head.
Jesus. Allegedly, a bullet to the head. Vaselko, right wing. Again, Tolisso doing some good defensive work on him every single time. Modric. Again, France deep, packed, low cross into the box from Dejan Lovren. Atrocious cross. France clear. Who have we got coming on from France? Number 18, isn't it? Not sure. Maybe it's Thorvan. Marseille. Ball cut out there. Through ball from left centre-back from Strunic, I do believe. Thakier coming on for Olivier Giroud. And Fazer coming on for, of course, Croatia. Maybe they will be switching to a 4-2-3-1. Fazer on the right wing, Perisic on the left wing, Kramaric off, of course, the mighty Mario Mandzukic.
Just block the centre-half, ref. What's the matter with you?
Right, I've had enough of your stick about giving it to the centre-halves. Olivier Giroud comes off. World Cup final. Still yet to score at the World Cup. Played over 500 minutes, 0 goals. I think the big thing with him, though, is his link-up plays, what they kind of want from him. And to be fair, he's probably given it slightly, the little layoffs and so forth. Fekir will provide something different in the final third.
Bordeaux playing next week.
Bordeaux to be confirmed.
Yeah, that's a bit late notice, isn't it, for an away game in the Europa League. Second qualifying round.
That's very quick.
It's playing on the 26th.
Fazer, who did Fazer come on for? We didn't quite see who Fazer came for. Ball in the box.
Oh, you got to book him, Titi, for that.
Of course, Stats Zone app, link in the description below. Fazer coming on for Strunic. Wow, they are properly going for it now, Croatia. Potentially going for a back 2 or back 3.
You could book Lovren as well, that'd do me.
Kramaric inside and Zonzi ahead of him. Little ball over the top, wonderful pass. Fazer, he's miscontrolled it. Again, Fazer out for pretty much the full season with a knee injury, but that's what you're getting from Kramaric, that playmaking. Kramaric, one of the best players in the Bundesliga. Central midfield, attacker midfield, striker. Great talent. If I were a Premier League club, I'd be buying him tomorrow. Bring him home. Leicester City, go and sign him. Back. Fazer, though, his talent, dribble, absolute king in the last European Championships. In one of the games against Argentina was about 10. That was such an intelligent pass, though. And they just couldn't get his miscontrol.
What would your name be for your creation?
Me?
Davo Branic.
O'Branic, yeah, O'Branic. Maybe I'll change it. If I get 1,000 likes on the stream, I'll change it.
Someone clip that up.
Right, it has to be by the final whistle, though, FYI.
Paul Pogba, masterclass. Book him.
So second foul, though, to be fair, he's starting to top them up. Little niggles here and there. Big opportunity for whipping a ball in the box here. They've got to keep it alive again.
Just start dishing the cards out, ref. Christ on a break. What's he doing, Rakitic?
Thoughts on Giroud at the World Cup? Hasn't had a shot on target. Felt like he's had a big impact on the French team. Yeah, I think he's a good option because he's a bit of a target man, and it's one of those things where you can hit him and bring players in. What's happened there? Off the ball. Fell over.
Yeah. Book him.
If Croatia win, it's because they've had the better of most of this game. I kind of agree. I kind of agree with that.
Not going to happen, is it?
Might do. Still alive. The game's still alive. Ball into the box. Keeper,
like it. Go down. Mandzukic there. No, it's worth a go. Just book him, Titi, though.
And Titi's down.
What is going on?
I think Titi's got a bit of a dodgy knee. Someone fell on it in the first half of the game.
Book him for simulation.
Keep getting to the comments, guys. Dave, you don't know tactics.
Pogba, actually.
Check out some more content on my channel, then make that decision. Excellent. Thank you for that comment. Is into the new Man City or PSG? No, potentially, but they've obviously spent a lot of money this summer. Again, it's going to be quite interesting to see how they go. That was the same guy that slighted my tactics. Isn't Malcolm off to Inter? No, apparently, Dan, that is dead in the water. So he's still going to be at Bordeaux next season, which is reasonably interesting. Mbappe will get the golden ball. He's 19, but he's been ripping the best defenders apart yet. I can kind of see that. I think Mbappe would deserve it as well. We've seen him good.
Has Giroud had a shot on target? I think he's had one.
I don't know if he's had one. I'm not sure.
I saw that in the last game, and I think he had one immediately.
He's not had any. No shots.
Oh, he's blocked, wasn't it?
No shots on target. Yeah, if it's blocked, it's not on target. Unlucky, buddy.
Going away with the World Cup winners medal, so he's better than him.
Yeah, it's pretty decent, isn't it? I'd like one of those. Is that who was that old French striker that used to just do all the running for France? Going with a G, his name.
I know what you mean.
In '98.
Guivar.
Yeah. Yeah, he was similar to what Olivier Giroud's done here. Again, you need workers on your side. You need guys that are going to do certain...
You do. It's back to that Real Madrid Galactico team the other day. You've got to have a blend.
Mbappe and Griezmann are now as a front two. Ball into the box, headed clear by, again, Rafa Varane, who hasn't put a foot out of place at the World Cup. Arguably the best centre-back in the world with, of course, Sergio Ramos at Real Madrid. Both of them are fantastic. Fazer, right-hand side. Little lollipop inside. Looks to play the through ball. It just looks so off the pace, Fazer. Arguably, we would have think Rebic, Kramaric, Mandzukic and Perisic would have been better. But anyway, I'm not Croatia manager Dalić. He's got them to a final, not me. So fair play to him. But again, 4-2 to France. They've got to do something. They've got to change the momentum of the game somehow.
Stefan Griezmann.
Yeah, Stefan Griezmann. That's the one.
He only got 6 caps.
What's your bloody used to
Or
run
maybe
hard.
he had 6 caps at the start of that tournament, because I think Deschamps got more than that. And Blanc.
Law.
And Trezeguet definitely got more than 4, so yeah.
David Trezeguet. French, David Trezeguet. French from... Was he born in Argentina?
French by trade, mate.
French by trade, but Argentinian by birth. Similar like Gonzalo Higuain. Argentinian by trade.
Oh,
French
there's a
at birth.
nice bit of skill there. Is it Pavard?
Fakir now? Was this fullback?
Book him!
You leave even Rakitic alone?
Yeah, it's fine.
And his lovely locks. Keep getting into the comments, guys. What do you think about the World Cup? Favourite players? X, Y, Z. Pogba to win the golden ball.
Oh, can you imagine the meltdowns?
That would be so much fun. Pogba, Modric 35%. Pogba's gone up 29% of the vote. Keep hitting that I button. Vote who is the player of the tournament. Mbappe now 23%. The Argentina versus France game is pretty much one game of the tournament. And Trippier.
Oh, nice. Griezmann winning it back there.
Oof. Well held by Subasic. What was that thing that we've been linked to here? Some stuff's going down. Oh, it's just Patrice Evra going mad. Cool. Absolute Paul Pogba hype train. Brozovic into the French half. France set up so defensively. Again, I think Nzonzi's had a pretty decent impact on this side in terms of just what he's brought, his physicality. Would be a great signing for Arsenal. They're looking for a defensive midfielder with power to partner Lucas Torreira at defensive midfield. That's what I'd say Emery to do best. Again, 11 out of his 12 passes completed, safe in possession, and aerial duels wise, I think he's been...
Which is more than what you could say for Kante. Wasteful in possession.
Yeah, 100% of his aerial duels won as well. 1 out of 1 tackle. So, yeah, he's doing pretty well.
He's come on and out, Kante. Brilliant.
Well, no, he's different role.
Deschamps gets a lot of shit.
Role in the midfield. He's holding more. He's not playing as aggressive. I think he's sitting.
Look at the change in the game since he came on.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's a bad change. I'm saying it's a good change, but as in both are top quality individuals. Can't say good. Kante is rubbish, having won the Premier League for 2 separate clubs in a row. Croatia, right hand side again.
Thinking about booking Umtiti now.
Keep saying that it's not going to happen, and you're not going to make any money.
Not with our deep friends are sitting now. If they were sitting a bit higher up, I could see him like just chopping someone, taking a foul. They're that deep now. Every time it comes anywhere near him, even when it's not near him, he's in the box. So
yeah,
he ain't going to do it there. Pogba doing a graft out there, getting a block in. Well done.
Turn. Kramaric, edge of the area again. Croatia just not getting. He's wasting possession.
That's what you want. France are now just letting Rakitic and Croatia just hit the pot shots all day with that. Oh, yeah. I'm going to take it to the other side of my box and take this one as well, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of the problem, isn't it?
You let it go out, you've got the 10 seconds while it comes back into play. Yeah. You've got the goal kick. Goalkeeper's going to mess around with it.
Just that classic thing Ferguson always used to bang on about, when you're chasing a game, get it wide, cross it, don't shoot from the edge of the area.
Nope.
Absolutely having us, go at Gary Neville multiple times. If Pogba handed a transfer request tomorrow, would you swap him for Rakitic plus money, then buy Savic as well?
There's moves afoot not too dissimilar to that, I think. Wait and see what happens.
Stephen Howson. If you want to check out more Stephen Howson content, Stephen Howson YouTube channel.
Look, there's rumours and talk that United had made the decision back in April to sell Paul Pogba. You can't come out and say we're selling Paul Pogba because you just took 40 million off his price.
Yeah.
So you hope he goes to the World Cup and does well, with one of the favourites being France, and then he moves on a high. United get a right load of cash, and then those rumours of us buying someone like Milinkovic Savic can actually become a reality, because you can't fit Pogba, Savic, Fred, Matic, etc.
in the same midfield.
So I think that's something that I'm hearing United might want to happen.
Wow. Exclusives on Statman Dave channel.
To happen and making that happen, there's a long way in between.
I'd keep Paul Pogba, I think. I'd really keep Paul Pogba.
I think Jose would keep Paul Pogba if he doesn't get exactly what he wants coming out of it. Yeah. So I think that there's every chance he'll stay. Maybe even more chance he'll stay than that he'll go. But I do know that they fell out big time last year and they haven't resolved it. So
I think as well, if you want to check out more on Milinkovic Savic, there's a video on my channel, a scout report, where I go into what Milinkovic Savic is as a player. The link will be in the description below. good biscuits. Good work from the team. Again, we've done some good World Cup stuff. We're going to have an outright smash-up on Thursday. Stephen Alson's going to be absolutely bladdered dancing on this very table.
I don't think this table's taking it.
No. We've got tequila. Probably going to bring some whiskey, some Cointreau. We can have some tequila sunrises, some tequila slammers, all about the World Cup. And then, we've got some guys that can make cocktails here as well. France, though, moments away from lifting the World Cup. There is 4.5 minutes of added time. He might get booked there. Nope, he's not getting booked there. It was Mario Mandzukic blocking the corner. Savic is rated.
French
is
fans
overrated.
going nuts in the crowd.
Basically, Savic in, Pogba out. Pogba, thumbs up. Love hearts, okay. These, I prefer to keep Pogba and get rid of Jose. Croatia, not
unfortunately, that's not something that's on the table, is it?
No. 4 minutes to go. What can Croatia do? I think we're going to leave the comments for the moment. We'll come back to the comments after the game. But, of course...
Oh, they've just given away to Mbappe there. It's 2v2 for France. Pogba, go on. Just cut inside, chop it, back inside, chop it.
Dejan Lovren wins the tackle.
I think he tried to meg him.
Dejan Lovren, the best centre-back in world football. Yes, I'm saying that with jest. Mandzukic,
Do you reckon one of his teammates was stood like within earshot, and when he said that was like...
No, they were too busy bantering off Russia about the Ukraine.
France are getting a lot of joy now, obviously with so few minutes left.
That is a booking. Vaselko definitely getting booked there.
I think that's no good.
I think Vaselko's becoming one of my favourite right backs in European football, and that again was such a good just a classic tackle. Losing your absolute shizzle.
No, I need Brozovic, Lovren, and Pogba to be carded. So unless there's a fight breaks out on the back of this. That might even have been a red, in all honesty. That was horrendous. Look how far away from the ball he is.
Card.
Mate, the ball's not even in Russia.
He's not killed him. It's fine. Vaselko's probably playing this game slightly injured as well. Went off injured against Russia. Probably played 2 games injured. Still putting in some real good performances, though. Top talent, in a way. Mbappe, though, over the free. They're going to be playing this short now. So there's a red card coming, right? 100% red card coming here.
I'd shoot. Look how far the keeper is off his line.
You can properly get a whip on it. Whipped it in, Paul Pogba!
Booking for that! Jesus!
France took the free kick long. They went to Pogba in the penalty area. He was on the penalty spot and he missed the volley. He couldn't have had some
more space at all. That was horrendous.
It's going to go route 1 for Croatia now. Kramaric backing in. But he's recovered in midfield by Rakitic, who's been arguably one of the best centre mids with Luka Modric in the tournament. Fantastic tournament. And again, shows evolution.
Griezmann, go on, lad.
Vida, sliding challenge there on Antoine Griezmann, showing his pace and his composure. Currently have less than 2 minutes left. Croatia need 2 goals to take it to extra time. Tackle comes in from Benjamin Pavard, who's had a wonderful tournament as well. Player that's moving to Bayern Munich apparently in 2019. Great signing again. Bayern Munich just hoovering up the talent in their own division like some sort of ravaged tiger. Back to the game though. Even Rakitic loses the ball in the final third. Oh, it's a free kick to Croatia. Free kick time. The Croatian fans looking upset. There's tears in their eyes. Not tears of happiness.
Shocking. That's an handball, mate.
A penno. Quick free kick. Pogba doing some good defensive work. Goes out for a goal kick. Good defending there. Goal kick for Paul Pogba and France. They literally have 1 minute and 15 seconds left. Even Perisic looks gutted. We'll be moving to Manchester United, so won't be too gutted after that. Good strength, though. Great strength from Paul Pogba. Defensive side of his game has been on show today, and he's absolutely excelled in that. And a counter-attacking
about someone who doesn't know how to play central midfield, Graham Souness. Talking about someone who doesn't know how to see games out, doesn't know his role. You talk some shit, Graham Souness. Should be on YouTube.
Pogba will be the first United player lifting the World Cup, the Champions League, the World Cup since '66.
Yeah, we've bought World Cup winners in the past. Obviously, we had Bartes, we had Schweinsteiger.
Cleberson.
Post them winning the World Cup, yeah. But I think this is the first one that's been on United books. Where was Robert Zieler? He'd left us, hadn't he?
Zieler?
Yeah.
He was Germany's
third choice one, yeah. So I think it's the first one on our books.
On Mainz.
Since '66. So it is coming home.
Yeah, it's coming home with Paul
Pogba. Unlucky.
Keepers. Gonna be it, that. 15 seconds left in the World Cup final.
I reckon your knee's gone, your hammy's gone or something there.
Yeah, he pulled something up. The French squad all getting the John Terrys ready. All ready to go and lift the trophy, even though they haven't played a single minute. There's the 2 keepers that are on standby, getting ready to celebrate. John Terry Hahn. That is that. It is over. France are World Cup winners, World Cup champions. They have lifted this bad boy trophy. I'll have to give it to you, Stephen, because I was promoting
Croatia. Can I get
Croatia
a woo off, everyone?
Ooh. We're just going to do a quick bit of match analysis, and then that'll be that for the Statman Dave World Cup Lives. We'll be back, of course, for the Man United pre-season tour. The first game we'll be doing, Man United versus Milan. We'll be up late. You'll be up late with us, so make sure you stay tuned to that. But anyway, big game. Howson, your man of the match, and also get into the comments, who was your man of the match?
I don't know about man of the match, actually. I think it was a very good team performance overall from
collectively
Spain.
From France.
Spain. I thought France. It wasn't a vintage performance, but it was a professional performance.
Yeah.
What we saw was they was holding on and they was under a lot of pressure. But the substitution, and Nzonzi in for Kante, it made a massive difference. It just changed the dynamic of that midfield a little bit. That allowed France's plan, which I think was the plan from the first minute, they just wasn't able to implement it, and that was to get the ball in behind, into Mbappe's feet, and get balls into the box, and get some possession in the box as well. And once they started to do that, they got their noses in front, and Croatia fell to pieces, which we've seen them go behind and come back numerous times in this tournament, and you think their resolve was strong. Maybe it was just a bridge too far for them in the final, but Croatia have been very good value.
Yeah.
They've had some excellent individual performances. Some players are going to end up getting massive moves on the back of this.
Rebic.
But you've got to say congratulations to France. I think they've been absolutely phenomenal throughout the tournament. They've beaten some...
Phenomenal in the group stages? Absolutely not. That is a load of shit. They've been good in the knockout stages.
They've beaten some top teams.
Oh, is that going to take the focus of the camera?
No.
Slightly in the shot. But yeah, the story of the game, of course, Mario Mandzukic scoring an own goal to give France the lead following an Antoine Griezmann free kick. Then even Perisic with one of the goals of the tournament. What a finish that was, taken on his right foot, crashing home a volley after some aerial duel wins in the penalty area. Fantastic stuff there. Griezmann then took the lead for France with a penalty, following, of course, an even Perisic handball from a corner. Then we moved on to half-time, and Nzonzi came on, as Howson mentioned. Then France were allowed to play on the counter-attack. Paul Pogba scoring a great goal on the break. Fantastic cut ball out to the flank. Mbappe runs in. Griezmann lays it off. Pogba has one shot blocked, then fires home. And then the move of the game, of course, was Kylian Mbappe's goal. Hernandez with a fantastic carry of the ball. Lucas Hernandez, absolutely, player that's sort of broken through, like a Harry Maguire, like a Kieran Trippier, really on that sort of top level. Mbappe with a fantastic finish, and then Mario Mandzukic with a late goal, robbing, of course, Hugo Lloris. But in terms of the key players in the game, I think you've got to talk about Pogba, you've got to talk about Mbappe on the counter, but also Hernandez. Let's talk about Hernandez first, because he had an absolute great game in terms of a defensive sense, in what he was doing, and so calm and controlled in the right areas, and playing a very defensive role in this team was quite interesting. But when he came up, where he came up really big was that goal, and then they were sort of driving through, and something that we didn't expect from him was that ability to go round a man. He really did that in the final, and he came up big in a big game with a massive assist for Kylian Mbappe. Great finish, but great work from Hernandez. Got to give him a shout out there. But I think for me, Kylian Mbappe, again, maybe not had enough ball in a way. He's only received 17 passes in 90 minutes of football. They could have got the ball to him more. But again, the goal he scored, what a finish that was. Dribble, that's what he's done at this World Cup. Take people on, 4 out of 8 completed as well. And the goal that he scored was a lovely hit from outside the area. Bottom, sort of a daisy cutter. But I think man of the match, you know who it is. It's Paul Pogba. I think Pogba in the tournament has been so good. Not only the goal that he scored today, but where he's been criticised is his defensive play. And if you look at his defensive numbers today, they were very good. In terms of tackles, he won 4 out of 5 tackles. 80% of his tackles won. You talk about that was the most for France. Interceptions, 2 interceptions, the joint most for France. You think about passes, the most for France again, 30 out of 35.
So talk to me about that. This Paul Pogba doesn't get involved in big games.
Well, I think that's the thing. I think Pogba started to get involved, especially last season with Man United. You think back end of the season, that performance against Tottenham, Spurs, performance against Arsenal, other performances like that. He's starting to... City, for example, came alive there. 2 fantastic goals. But I really like that about Pogba today. Ball recoveries as well. All getting it, in and around the centre park of the pitch and taking people on. Steve, are you keeping Paul Pogba? Is there a price for him? For me, I don't think there's a price.
No, I
keep Paul
absolutely
Pogba.
love Paul Pogba, but the word I was getting last season is Jose sees him as a sellable asset. They fell out. If the right offer comes in, he will go.
But I think you can't sell a player that's just made such an impact in the World Cup final, can you? Against the midfield of Luka, Modric and Rakitic, arguably two of the best.
I think Jose would to get the system he wants. Now, if Jose has his hands tied and the board are going, we give you 100 million, he's like, that's not enough. You're going to have to sell before you buy. What is the biggest sellable asset in that team? It's Paul Pogba. Now, I don't think we were any better. It's similar to the Anthony Martial thing. Anthony Martial might be going because he's going to raise 40, 50 million pounds. And that I don't agree with. I just think that's what's going to happen. And I don't want to see it happen. And I'd love to see Paul Pogba stick around. I'd love for Jose to go. I think he can still play a counter-attacking system. And I think you can be very exciting, as France have just proved there with a counter-attacking team. Played the right way with Paul Pogba in it. He's shown some good versatility in this World Cup. If United get the pace in and around the... I mean, let's think about this. If you did a 4-3-3, you've got Pogba, you've got Fred, who's very good in the final third as well. You've got Matic doing a sweeping up. Pogba's taking the piss out of the journalists and everything there by the looks of things. He's doing all this lot. Can't hear you talking now. Jesse Lingard on the right, Sanchez or Rashford on the left-hand side, behind Lukaku. That's a pacey team.
Well, I think what we've seen here, with the French setup in terms of Pogba playing next to Mbappe, you could replicate that on the right-hand side with United, where Pogba would be left central midfield, Matic maybe as a DM, maybe as a right central midfielder, Fred on the wing. This is the kind of thing, I think you've got to take this blend. Again, what we spoke about pre-game was that 4-3-3 of France that looks a little bit like a 4-4-2 off the ball, 4-3-3 on the ball, where you've got a winger, an attacker. You could have Alexis Sanchez next to Pogba. On the left-hand side, you could have Matic, Fred sort of holding. But again, the 4-2-3-1 may be the way to go. I'd like to see Pogba on the right wing. I'd like to see that with United. I think that's a potential hole where you get such a good output with him when he's going forward and so forth. So, yeah, that's what I'm going with Pogba. In terms of, Croatia, great performance for them at the World Cup. And they've shown fight, determination. Luka, Modric, even Rakitic. They've been a joy to watch with the ball at their feet. And again, we saw that today. 90% pass accuracy from Luka Modric. So expansive. Right now, the best central midfielder in world football. I think he's taken that mantle from Toni Kroos because of his performances at the World Cup for me. Fantastic player. And again, if even Rakitic is available, if someone like Manchester United were to buy even Rakitic, I'd be so excited about that. We've seen his great range of passing, again, in terms of him switching the play from sort of left central midfield to the right wing. Absolutely fantastic. And again, another guy that, if United want to get a right back, want to sign them, or anyone in the Premier League, Vaselko. 2 shots on goal, obviously a little bit far out. But what he does well is get into the final third and combine with his teammates. And then when the moment comes, he picks up the ball and he will look to cross. I think that's something that you need, again, completing 2 out of his... 6 crosses, 1 going out, a little switch of play, probably a massively overhit. But at the same time, fantastic going forward. Vaselko was arguably getting sold to Napoli in January. Diego Simeone brought him back into the team. He's worked really hard, and now he's at this level where he's there. But again, guys, that's probably going to be that for the stream. We're going to wrap it up right now. But France are World Cup champions. Thanks again for joining us today. Stephen Elson, his channel is in the eye above. If you want to go and subscribe to him, subscribe to me, Statman Dave. If you guys are new, like that goddamn video. And we will be back tomorrow with a bit of a video about Rebic moving to Manchester United. Anyway, see you guys and girls later on.